you've got so Yeah.
Action!
So when you're doing that kind of thing, you always have to make sure that when you get the wristbands round the wrists, it doesn't cut off all the blood because your nut hands go numb, and then after that, it just feels weird.
See, that's where
agree.
I've been going wrong.
That's why it's called the Stranger.
Yeah, that's why we call it the stranger.
Yeah. Knots are really
Yeah.
important too. You've got to get the
Well,
knots
yeah,
right.
it depends on the knot. I mean, if you've got a proper knot, then at least you're able to pull out quickly, if you know what I mean, and you can take that any way you want. But anyhow, you need it for quick release because the grip is just going to get tighter and tighter as you struggle, and you don't want that really. Holy shit, we're live.
I didn't
Not
write
on
this
screen.
down. Can you go through it again?
Yeah, you want ice, no problem. So what you want to do is get a wee bit of hemp and make sure you write it right. How do you not know this, Leon? You're young enough you're in the cool crowd. You're young.
Hemp's a bit beyond my
Price range.
price
Yeah, let's say price range. It's not a problem.
Leave him alone. He's so sweet and innocent.
I can't afford
Big
hemp.
brute.
I am not of that caliber.
Hemp's not a thing. Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, audio's on. Oh, folk, audio's on.
Yeah, man.
You know this.
Oh man.
He's being funny.
I'm just messing
Yeah,
with you.
everyone
Unfortunately,
can hear
camera's not on now because our GFX guy is sacked if he doesn't get us up in the next 5 minutes.
You
said that 3 minutes ago.
He's on strike until Richard comes up with more jokes.
Jokes? That wasn't a joke. I just listen.
Until
you
I
think
get
do this
paid,
as a comedy.
I will take longer.
Yeah. I don't do this for comedic effect. I'm sharing personal information with you on stream every day. You just don't know it. You don't realise it. It's not a joke.
The only personal details I take is your national insurance.
Yeah. And you'll never get it.
One.
Get ready for copyright infringement. Never gonna get it, 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 never gonna get it. Woo, 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 woo.
Can we play like music during our games or like our host stuff?
No,
we must be completely a cappella.
Yeah, copyright struck.
Yeah, we have to sing ourselves.
Yeah.
Who's got the best voice?
I mean, you do have a musician in the group, right? You know that, right?
Well, I don't like to brag, Jim. I don't like to brag, but I can play a few.
Yes, you do.
We can't play 24/7 bagpipes throughout our entire game.
All we've got is a bunch of blowers right now. It's not good. We all need to try something other than blowing, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Dungeons and bagpipes, Zohams, you're not wrong.
Can you guys play? What instruments do you guys play in general, kind of thing?
Oh, this is
We can start a band.
useful information we're talking about on stream. We should not be doing talking about this during the talks portion, which will be next Monday in place of Wee's Mutant because you can't.
I actually forgot, by the way. I said I was going to take every 5th session off, and I realised that next week is the session 4.
Yeah.
So I might actually just do Mutant next week and then take the following week off. Moving forward, I might do that. Because I was like...
So difficult to get a professional DM these days.
I thought of an idea
difficult.
for a character where it's like a Tyler Durden situation where they're the nice,
sane
guy, but also they're the bad guy. And whenever they aren't able to like come to the session, the DM would say, "Oh, they just like go off and do something," and then the bad guy comes into it. So that's how I would.
You could also have that character be the big bad of the campaign.
Yeah,
true.
Helps out 1 week. Next week he's off doing secret things.
It's good to remember this. Actually, I'll have to write this down.
Yeah.
Not just the plot of Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish.
I don't get any of these things you guys are saying.
Young and naive.
Rachel continues her role of not understanding any current reference, despite being...
See, that's going to be the entirety of your Mutant talks. It's just going to be teaching Rachel everything she needs to know to understand the nonsense we speak.
I'm loving
Is that coming before the films, after the films that I have to learn?
I was at
Urine.
on the other day, and I thought I would wear my Hellfire Club T-shirt. However, it is so warm. I forgot the real reason we wear vests is because I'm roasting all the time.
Don't worry, Lee. No one will see you because our GFX guy has mucked up and is not showing the videos right now as we speak.
I'm the one guy that's no fucked up. I was in time. You guys know showing up in
I was
time.
on a few minutes
Shots
late.
fired.
Shots fired. I mean, Sally's right there, man.
How
Luckily,
you
she's
doing,
got
George?
headphones
Just
off.
throw this
Can't
one in
hear
there.
you.
Zohams.
Sally
Should
can
watch
do
American
no
Dad.
wrong.
Let's
I'm
over
blaming
37
Lee.
seasons of American Dad. So like, well, maybe we should curate some episodes of American Dad. There is a lot of dross in there now.
Yeah. So Ricky Spanish episode is a fantastic. It's a fantastic episode.
Be fair,
It's
if
the
you
one where-
needed anything to sum up American Dad, it's that episode.
Yeah. Not only that, the one where Roger finds the best pair of pants in the world ever, and then goes to look for the best shirt ever, where he ends up dating Ricky Martin, and realizing that Ricky Martin has always had the best shirt ever. Yeah, that's a good episode too. You like that?
That is pretty funny.
Hmm.
He fucks over Ricky Martin. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Is
he
Ricky
fucks
Martin
over
a singer?
She bangs.
To be fair, Ricky Martin was a singer a long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah,
He was upside inside out, living La Vida Loca.
Yeah, we should pull you down.
Hey, at least I knew something.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see when Ricky Martin was famous. Ricky Martin.
Yeah, this is a stream now. We're not doing D&D yet.
I think you'll
Yeah, we're
find
just doing the chat
there
today
was
instead.
wrong tables and boots.
What,
Okay,
we're
I'll tell
doing
you
the
what.
chat today?
No, don't do it now. Guys, Googled him after he's had the controversies. Right, okay, before we go any further, everyone in the chat, how old do you think Ricky Martin is?
He's
48.
There's a bit of a delay.
48, 52. The game is closest without going over, by the way, just to clarify the rules.
He's an old
Right,
Okay, I'm going to go with 46.
46, interesting. Jim, have you got a guess?
An old fart.
An old fart, not a number, so okay. Leon?
I think that counts.
I'm
And you
gonna
can't
guess
Google him.
in his 60s, let's say
Okay,
60.
next then, let's move on from Leon, who's clearly gone mad. Right.
I don't know.
Scott, age of Ricky Martin.
Person.
Zohams is
I'm
guessing
gonna
44.
go with 65.
Right, forget, okay, there's two outliers so far that clearly
Yeah.
have gone mental. Sally, what age is Ricky Martin?
56.
The closest,
damn it.
without going over. Rich, what did you say? You said 48.
48.
50.
Ooh. Yes.
Good play.
I can't even remember what this guy looks like.
Isn't he gay as well?
I
Yeah,
think he came out as
probably.
gay much later down.
I shouldn't have said that.
Like,
A few years ago,
like,
actually,
so,
that came out.
I'm allowed to say that all my
Christ,
time.
Cancelled. There you go.
and she's been timed out as well. Yeah, so
It was one of those sort of things, though. See, when he came out, it was... Everyone was so shocked when he came out, and
How
I was
could you
just
not
sitting there
tell?
like, really?
hold on a second. The real
Exactly,
Sly
like-
Marlboro, I recognise that name.
50. Wait, we're in a real slap. Oh shit.
Oh, and they actually threw in there as well. It was
We
50.
have
You're
Sly
bang on,
Marble.
Sly Marlboro.
Yeah, we have Sly Marble in here. Do you know who Sly Marble is?
Yes.
My
that
best
famous
friend.
40k. He's that famous 40k character, the Imperial Guard hero. He is Sly Marble.
Ah, thank
I'm
you.
aware, yeah. He is a world-renowned painter of models.
He is a
and
world-renowned.
altogether incredibly handsome
Yeah,
man.
I saw him
he is a
yesterday.
world-renowned Katachan. He's a universally beloved Katachan jungle fighter.
Yeah, we saw him yesterday. It was cool.
Nice.
cool.
No,
Ah.
Rachel, you realise it's not that guy we were watching yesterday, yeah? You realise the other guy that we know.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Does now.
Nice.
Well, it was someone who was like the guy we saw yesterday.
That was Mango
Yeah,
Smasher.
yeah,
Yeah.
We've literally played games with real Sly Marble. Like, he's going to be running vampires soon.
Mango, yes, Mango Smasher and Sly Marble. I see how you get that mixed up. You're fine.
Yeah.
You sound similar in ways.
Can we,
20
guys,
minutes in, and our VFX guy is still fucking about.
guys, can we
I
pretend
should
I didn't
inform
say
you that
that?
the reason I'm having
No.
it is because the numbers changed at 8 o'clock.
Away, copy and paste. That's all it is. Don't lie. That's all your job is. Copy
That's
and
no-
We need to edit that out of me momentarily insanity.
No, Laura, apparently, that is getting highlighted. So,
paste. Yeah, the guy
we'll
from that
highlight with the
page,
stuff you got
top
wrong,
for
and every
every
time I call you
episode.
Laura, we'll highlight that as well.
So like the
You've
whole
got-
thing.
We've got two good things in this. We've got the Sallyisms and the Rachelisms.
Ah,
We're just
I
all
feel
isms at this
special.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just
Well, to
all
be fair,
isms.
Sally
Sally,
would
your
ism.
Sallyisms is just you giggling at inappropriate times.
Yeah.
She has the.
It's just when one of us makes something vaguely sexual in nature.
You all look at me, and that makes it so much worse. You all go. I can
I can't
see
help
your
it.
eyes go down
Look
to
at
my
you because
camera.
you're
and you're like,
giggling.
I can't help it because I know if I'm fact that's something you're gonna laugh at. Because it
I
was something
try
I would have
not
laughed
to,
at when
and
I
I'm
was like
Because I
12.
can see you
Yeah.
holding in the laughter.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's the
Right,
best one when you can see Sally holding in the
That's
laughter,
us
but I can't hold in my
officially
laughter then.
got
Well, it's a
everybody
good
set.
time. Can we wave? Can we
Yeah.
wave? Is that us on now?
Yous are
For me.
officially
what?
on. I'm still voiceless, but that's because
Hello. Sorry
Good
about that. We've sacked the
evening.
VX guy and we're getting a new guy in. Hi, welcome to the third episode of The World of Felorium, a homebrew D&D setting by my own creation, set around with all my good friends here. We'll start. Where are we going here? I'm going to have a look at the Twitch screen to see where we're going. To my immediate left. Right, maybe. We will start with our good friend, Rach. Rach, who are you playing this evening?
Hi guys. I'm playing Nyla, who is a human monk. And a very new character. I only played her for the first time last week and the week before.
This
So
is true,
just getting
because
used to
unfortunately
last week
we
and the week
lost
before.
poor Nim,
So
the,
just getting used to it
the
last week.
barbarian, Nim the paladin, who is, we all love
Nim the
quite
Pebble.
well. Yeah, Nim the Pebble. If you missed that
Nim the
episode, the
Pebble.
inaugural episode of of a long-running campaign for when we were streaming, please watch that. It was very emotional. People died just from watching.
It was so
And anyway,
sad.
and to my immediate bottom, we have James. And let's be honest, James loves nothing than being below me. Hi, James. Who are you playing?
You have a little bit of dick, don't you? Well, I'm
It's in
James
the name.
or Jim. I am playing Ronan, the human archer or human ranger.
Of Ronan, yes. Another new character from when we lost another character from first episode. Again, watch first episode. You can get it on YouTube and various other VOD platforms, including Twitch, and for a little while at least, because apparently that disappears after a while. Then to my diagonally right, just below Rachel, we have the eye candy of the stream, who,
I apologise for
who
those
brings in
who's
all the young
underneath
people.
me.
Yes, who brings in all the young peoples. That would be our good friend Napoleon Gold, who will be playing.
Gaz, hey,
Yay!
Napoleon, also Napoleon Gold. I'm going to be playing Gaz, the human warlock with the heart of gold, who's very naive and doesn't know a lot about the world and depends on his friends to show him right from wrong, and sometimes depends a bit too much on his patron.
Yes, and depending on how you're looking at the screen right now, to his immediate left or right, depending on your way of how 4D works in space, we have the lovely Lee, the ginger of the group. Well, one of the gingers of the group. And who will you be playing, Lee?
First of all, don't define my personality by the fact I'm ginger. I
Well
also have a
said.
beard.
Yeah, well, listen, there's a few of us who have beards as well, but hey.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll be playing tonight my Portal Cleric. Come on, Flora, but you can come around. I am a cleric. I have recently taken a hit to my my alignment
Emotional
because
damage.
people that I cared for greatly, well, one not so much, and one I did care for greatly, have
Nim.
disappeared. I'm only kidding, Jim. Although I have, in fact, I forgot the character's name already. They died, and Ralph is feeling it very, very hard, and is going to go on a bit of a Archer-style rampage as soon as he gets the chance.
This is very true, and we'll be looking forward to see how that story progresses as well, especially with our good friend Melgrim. Speaking of Melgrim, who is directly below Jim, so who wouldn't want to be below Jim and be in the sandwich that is Dick and...
Yeah,
our
Jim's
good friend
just
Lazy
right
Egypt.
there in between us, just where he belongs. High five. So, yes, Melgrim is a typical angry dwarf, and he wants to stab Ralph in the face. It's as simple as that. That's his character arc.
Yes, a very, very subtle story hint there. You know, he hides it well, is what he does.
It's very subtle.
And last but no most least is probably much the star of the show, the person who can turn anything appropriate and inappropriate, and
Drum
happens to
roll.
be salivating at the fact of being below Lee. It is our very own Sally. Sally, who you see here. Who is also
Hello.
called Lee Ralph in the stream for some reason.
Ah, so she is.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
they
okay.
deserve to be fired for this one.
I'll just be Mrs. Lee for today.
Oh.
So I'm playing Daphne, who is a Fallen Azima paladin, and she's one of my favourite characters to play. So I hope you enjoy her as much as I do, which sounded worse when I said it out loud than it did in my head.
No, certainly.
It
We'll go
didn't
with it.
sound bad at all.
It was one of those scathing indictments or a really good compliment on my behalf, if that's the case. You really enjoyed playing it. Good, I'm
What
so
was your
happy.
character's name again, just so I can write it? The
It is
spelling.
Daphne. I will give you the
She's in
spelling in a minute, my friend.
Scooby Doo.
Yep. She is Daphne. Daphne.
There we go.
So for those who are joining in, just hi, welcome to the show. Where have you been? We've been here for 3 weeks now, apparently. But for all those keeping up in tracks who haven't been keeping up with the show so far, they are all level 5 characters right now, and they are currently in the world of Felorium. Again, a homebrew world that I've been building for years, and then managed to get the chance to play after having a couple of ideas. I had this on story rails, but those rails were promptly broken, and now we are under what we call the Iron Oak Ocean. Now the world is surrounded and just overgrown with trees. Everyone lives above these trees. Again called the Iron Oak Ocean, or so they thought, until the ship they were travelling on from the first episode, the Broken Oar, was was unashamedly, we'll say, attacked and sank into the Iron Oak Ocean itself, where they now reside on the bottom of the canopy. It is a scary place, an unexplored place right now, and from there they had some following deaths, unfortunately, which happens in D&D sometimes. Sometimes it's written into the script, surprisingly enough, but however, once they got down there and they managed to meet up with each other, they were then promptly attacked by some of the denizens of these canopies on huge, what we thought was kind of woodenish mechanical spiders, until someone made a very good investigation check or perception check and found out that these are actually living spiders being controlled by what they call the Kreen, or the Thrakreen, that happen to live and reside within the canopy. From there, they promptly tried to fight. Didn't go well. They were then eventually captured. They then met their good companions here, these new companions, shall we say, and Nyla, the human monk, as played by Rachel, and the human ranger, as played by Jim. From there, they were just strolling along to wherever they were going, obviously probably to their captors' huts, where then all of a sudden they went to go to sleep. They woke up the next morning and found their good bard, Sir Janice, who I've just realised is played by our good friend David, who is yet to actually...
I wondered when you were going to notice. Fucking
who's
professional
actually,
DM, my boys.
actually to go and introduce himself.
I was waiting patiently.
Yes, so...
I would have just interrupted
Yes, tell us about Sir Janice for the whole 5 seconds you get the chance to.
Tell us why you picked the name that has the word anus in it.
Yes.
Because I wanted to make sure it stood out and I knew what your favourite word would be.
That's true.
So for those of us, if we do get the chance to get an introduction to Sir Janice, if he sticks around long enough, he's the greatest bard in the world. He is a half-orc bard, and he's not been having a great time of it recently. He's been trying to be on the road, get his name out there, just to be noticed, and now all of a sudden he's been kidnapped, he's been left alone for months at a time, he's been dragged under the Iron Oak Ocean, and now, eventually, might not even get the chance to wake up. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Yes, because as we left off, as you woke up and you roused from your not exactly comfortable long rest, however, you guys are captured, and we have discussed the mechanics of the being captured rule. You have no access to the likes of key points for the monk or spell slots or anything like that, or any actions at all in regards to second winds or anything like that you've got available, because you are indeed captured. You wake up to a half dead at this point, shall we say, Sir Janus de Grande, who is currently convulsing and foaming from the mouth from his cage. You were quickly trying to get yourself over to there, realising that might not be the best thing. Daphne, we will catch you up on this because you will also be captured in this, but don't worry, if you want to jump in any time, let us know. However, we get to the most important bit because we left in the cliffhanger. The 4th death roll for Sir Janus de Grande. Now, he has already passed 2, and he's failed 1. And we all know how this goes. A natural 1 will probably kill him outright. So, the first roll of the game, and the most important roll of the game, my friend, would you like to take your 4th death roll?
I have the power to kick him out the stream, and if he rolls a 1, I'm kicking him straight out, no explanation.
Oh no, there will be an explanation.
One mighty way for me to learn that I'm gone.
Oh.
It was a D20 plus my Constitution modifier. Is that right?
Yes. For purposes of this homebrew, yeah, we want to try and keep these characters a little bit alive, so they will get the opportunity to use their Constitution bonus on top of that to try and beat the 10 mark for the death roll. So people in Ken anyone was any confusion to that? I can furiously hear a lot
or
of
someone says,
I will inform you that we've got so many webcams, I can't have the roller on screen as well as the chat.
That is fine.
We will shout our rolls, mate. It's
yes,
fine.
call your rolls.
You will see people's reactions as they do the rolls. So, Sir Janus de Grande, do your future.
Do it. 1.
Give you an idea. This is pretty much David's first ever D&D character to play.
Oh shit!
Based on himself, has all his own personal.
Hey,
he's dying.
He's back up.
What'd you roll?
He rolled a 13.
13.
He is stable.
Yeah, unconscious but stable.
Hit unconscious, but he is stable nonetheless. After the paralysing dream that was given to Sir Janus de Grande. For those who remember who failed their Constitution saving checks as well throughout the game, those who did will take 1 point of exhaustion due to the nature of the capture. But you see, so although you know as players he will have passed his death save roll, all of a sudden Sir Janus de Grande stops convulsing, and he is deadly still. What do you do?
I'm going to keep trying to get over to him.
Of course, if I remember correctly, Nyla, you were trying to get yourself over. You were halfway out your cage.
I will reach for her and try and if she can get from me to Jim, and then through me to him, then I'll help her through. But I can't.
I'm going to try and help as well.
Okay, Nyla, you will get the chance to do either an athletics or acrobatics check to get yourself out of the cage with advantage as the big, huge turtle arm comes over and tries to help pull you out.
Oh wait, I've just remembered. My hands are bound, so it's going to be really weird, awkward help.
Yeah, so you've got the awkward help. That's right, because your hands are bound.
I got 18.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You're out, you're holding on to the turtle as he's you're able to maybe, I don't know, possibly swing over if you wish, but yeah, when 18 we'll see you manage to get over to his cage. So you jump onto Sir Janus de Grande's cage. He is not moving. Doesn't look as if he's breathing.
Okay, right. So I have done all these things. However, I have no healing abilities whatsoever. So I have done this for basically no reason at all. Because I can't do anything.
Or something. Can you perform some? If you can describe what you see to me, I can perhaps do a medical check on him. Check his pulse.
Could do a medicine check.
Check his breathing. Put him on his side to make sure he's not sick.
This will be interesting. I'm going to add a little bit more of a flavour to this. Give us an investigation check.
Well, perhaps you're looking for a bite of some kind.
Investigation, 22.
Holy shit.
Right. That means that you get to roll medicine with advantage because with the help description you're describing to him, he's going to tell you back exactly what you hear.
Medicine, 20.
20, not a problem. So, from the looks of him, yep, he was convulsing, he was foaming at the mouth, he is now silent. he is breathing. Very faint, but he's breathing nonetheless. Having a quick check over and make sure, other than the wear and tear, the likes of a couple of bumps and bruises, a couple of scars as well. Still the little mark from where he was hitting the back of the neck from me. What you kind of realise is the dart. You know this, Nyla. You had the same thing happen to you. Apart from that, you describe everything. He seems fine. So between you and Ralph, the cleric, not physically. There's no physical reason as to why he has ended up like this.
And so the medical check included her like looking for bites, stings, anything like that. He was paralysed at one point, wasn't he? Was there some kind of markings left from that?
Yeah, there was a little mark on the back of the neck, which Nyla does describe to you. However, was it 20 you got, Nyla? Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, he looks a bit pale.
He looks a bit pale, Ralph. I'm not sure that's a good thing.
And I'll describe to her how to put somebody in the recovery position.
Yes, with that roll, you can certainly help put him in the recovery position.
Am I able to? Because I'm not actually in the cage with him, am I?
This is a good point. I don't think you would be able to get to him to put him in the recovery position. This is a good point. Well,
that's what I was thinking.
1,000,000 XP for you.
And in the position.
Okay, thanks. Level up.
The XP doesn't count for shit in this game. Trust me, guys.
Yeah,
so
no.
Anything it makes you go down a level.
Yeah. For instance,
you can do it by XP.
Who we're looking at? Real Sly Marbo. Take 2 billion XP. There you go. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Right.
I'll shout over to
XP's made up, and the levels don't matter.
Nyla, can you
just like my love life?
Out?
What?
What did you say?
I did. Can you get the rest of us?
So, no one understood what you said there, Leon, so we'll say that you are shouting over. You can speak normally so people can understand what you're saying.
I actually understood him when he was doing that rather than when he was talking.
I know, I was just riveted. I just wanted to see if Nyla would be able to get the rest of us out.
Yeah. So, for purpose of this now, we'll say that, just to try and catch Daphne up, you're currently in a cage under the underbelly of, trigger warning for people here, a huge giant spider with some sort of kind of wooden carved fashioned armor. You've seen this type of armor before. Quick you up. So you're currently, we'll say you're not exhausted. You've not got an exhaustion point, but you don't have any spell points. You don't have access to your lay on hands or anything like that now because you're currently captured and bound. So you're pretty much in this gorgeously carved wooden cage just under the underbelly of this, again, trigger warning, this big huge giant spider.
Are we on
Hey guys, there's spiders in this. Stop being bitches about it, okay?
Yeah.
Some people have serious phobias.
Oh god.
Yes. Is that what? Are we on the move? Like the spider? Is it like?
Yes, they are still on the move.
How far are we from like the bottom of the canopy?
Make me a perception check.
Very far.
So
only time I get to hear this without let the Lord's blessing bear you with guidance, you motherfucker.
Natural 1, really.
Natural 1. Hard to tell. I mean, it goes down so far.
I want to call to guys. Remember that these little bug people can speak common, so maybe Ixnay on the escape say.
Talking about our escape.
Is there anything on the cage I can try and...
suddenly halt. So, what are we saying, Jim?
Anything on the cage I can try and sort of like cut the bindings off Lance?
Not really. Looking at them, and do you have proficiency in carpentry tools or anything like that to suggest you've done woodwork before? Well,
no.
Daphne will know this.
No, I don't.
Right. Okay.
But I do have leatherwork.
Leatherwork. It's not the same. These bars look so smooth. They're so well sanded and carved. It's something that master craftsmen would do. However, Daphne, you knowing this can't be done. You know this is definitely magic. This is iron oak. This is made from iron oak. In fact, He's came to this conclusion. This is Iron Oak. Someone has shaped this magically. It's very, very smooth. There is no imperfections to this cage whatsoever. It was just the fact that Nyla, being the skinny little runt that she is, managed to squeeze out through and has managed to do it.
Buttered herself up.
Yeah.
She does seem unusually flexible.
The only way I can put my foot in between my arms and try and pull my arm free from the bindings.
Yeah. But again, your hands are wrapped in rope like this, and you're shackled with what looks like iron shackles around your wrists as well. It's mainly to stop folk to cast really casting spells with somatics and anything like
Can
that.
I jump back to Ralph's cage and try and freeze hands?
No. I'm not helping you anymore. Yeah, I will, of course, reach out my hands, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you go like that through the screen, and they're pretty much like this now as you go. Yeah, how are you going to be able to grab onto this?
I was just going to jump back to the cage and then do it from there.
Right, straight jump. Make me an athletics check.
I will try and pull my hands in so I can maybe help her.
20, 23.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
you don't
she's
even
so
need
athletic.
the hands. You just jump on and boom, just deftly and expertly jump onto the other cage. That's the rock. You don't suffer from motion sickness, do you, Ralph?
No.
Cool.
We have a remarkably strong
riding the
constitution.
waves.
Yeah.
Riding the
Except
waves.
there's no water, so we just imagine riding the waves.
Magically underwater.
There's a lagoon where I live. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So you're gonna help. Are you perhaps good at sleight of hand? Can you perhaps use some kind of contortions to get your hands out?
Sleight of hand.
Lee's
Lee's
using the word the technical terms. However, Ralph says, "Are you really good at contorting your hands?" I just seen you slip out of the bus.
No worries. I got myself out.
Do you think this is Pathfinder, have I?
I don't know. I mean, these skills we have seem to be random in nature.
They do. I am actually looking at that. Well, she's not proficient in silent.
So I bet you she's
I'm not
really
proficient, but I
fucking
am
good.
good.
She is, but I'm just wondering she might have something.
I think it would be a DM
I
call
would
for
look
that
at
one.
Sally and I'm going to say something stupid, and then she just laughs like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, I make you all feel better. Don't make me feel bad about it. You lot are
I
going
like it. It
See,
makes
I
me
am
happy. It makes me
funny.
think I'm funny.
Yeah, 'cause she's flexible. What have we got?
Speaking of sliding out the ropes with my like fucked up hands, am I able to get the ropes off?
Yeah, your ropes come off, but the iron shackles remain. So yeah, you're now free of your rope bindings, but shit.
Those that weren't here last week, Melgrim spent the whole episode smashing his own hands so that he could then get out of the bindings. And now his only problem is he has broken hands.
And he made himself bleed. You need to roll me a d20, my friend.
Yep.
Tree sharks. Tree sharks. Nope, that wasn't right. Nope, got lost it.
Also busted your own face.
Yeah, doesn't someone talk about himself bleeding trying to attract
Also,
things?
my bleeding hands.
Oh shit, I've just jumped on your cage as well.
15, good.
That's right, I'm also bleeding you right because I took a chunk out of my arm and was flinging my predator blood everywhere to see if it attracted anything.
Yes! People love Melgrim.
Melgrim style, Jesus. Okay. I'll give him a bigger head than he needs. Right, so from there.
It's okay, his head's slightly
yes,
smaller.
you're free
for
of your
smashing.
bindings. Gaz has been shouting. Sir Janice De Grande is currently roll as a D4. Sir Janice, if you can. If you can type into the roll20 chat, forward slash roll space 1d4.
I've just clicked to do it through the D&D Beyond.
Even better. Love it.
That.
Love everything about it.
While they're doing that, I'm going to speak to Rachel's character, who has a name, which I've forgotten already. Nyla. And Jim's character is called
Ronan.
I'm going to say this to them in Elvish.
So clearly, our good friend Lee is not watching the stream.
I've got the
Yeah.
stream on.
I
I've got the
was
stream.
sure I
Actually,
remember
The names
the
are right
stream on
next to
two
them. Then.
separate browsers, by the way. Right, so we have 2 extra views.
I did it very
Oh, really?
nicely to make it easy for you, Lee, and you're just like, nah.
This is for
I've got
your
the chat.
purpose.
Right.
I didn't do this
So-
for the audience. I did this for you.
So Janice, for part 3, you will be awake in the next 3 hours.
I'm going to say to
Yay.
Ronan and
Nyla.
Nala, perhaps if we save all our food and we give it to one of us, then one of us will have our abilities back. It means the rest of us are probably going to be exhausted, but 3 people who are starving are no match. Whereas one of us, and I'm going to look at Sir Janice when I say this,
Oh,
he,
we lost Sir
despite
Janice.
being a bard, is fairly powerful.
Well, I totally would, but I have no food to give
None of us
anybody.
have any food, but they're going to feed us at some point. They don't want the merchandise to die, but they ain't going to feed us enough to get us back to full. They ain't stupid.
So
No,
Ronan,
no.
yeah.
What?
Ronan, you know they will feed you eventually. They feed you once every 2-3 days, and it's usually some sort of grill of some sort, just to keep you fed and sated.
Yeah, so about the food, the feed us every once in a couple of days. You're right, they don't want us in rough shape because they're scared of us, they know we're powerful.
Aye, I feel really powerful right now.
Do you speak Elvish?
This
No,
is true. Does Melgrim speak?
no, he
Elvish?
doesn't. Actually.
No, you're not doing
Like
that.
Did not hear this.
I'm
I
going to turn
awake
around,
at this point.
I'm going to turn around to Ram and say, and Elvin and say, yeah, I agree with you. I think we should, whenever we get food, save a wee bit for ourselves because we're going to need a little bit of strength and give the rest to, you know,
Perhaps between the 4 of us, we can get one decent meal for him. And
Yeah.
if we can just stay on our feet, I have some minor spells I can cast, but I'm gonna be useless in a fight. But if we can get the drop on them and then just run.
you can run, and I can, if I can get my bow back, I can certainly give you fire, so we can get out.
But my plan is to
Yeah, we've
set
got
fire
this.
to this motherfucker as soon as we're leaving.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
know
gonna
that.
cause some real problems. They have deeply annoyed me.
Oh yeah, I know that, and I'm really annoyed because I am, as I said to you not long ago, I have a vengeance to do, and I am hunting a creature.
I'm gonna do a vengeance. I'm also gonna do a vengeance. So
Yeah. So I am with you. So yeah.
I would give you the warrior handshake at this point, but my hands are still bound. So I was like, well, okay. Trust me, in this moment, I would usually do like a warrior's handshake. It would look really cool. But right now, I'm dealing with this.
Spoiler. it does not look really
all I'm
cool.
seeing is Archer going
It's really, really
rampage.
Ralph is going to be taking levels in Barbarian going forward. So.
Yeah. But yeah.
So, from there, as a couple hours pass, the day is long, as promised, and for what Ronan was saying, little buckets come down, and they with various degrees of bowls, or what you would call bowls of gruel, one for each of you. It sates your hunger. It doesn't give you any properties from short rests or anything though, so you are effectively still, if you are exhausted, still exhausted. And
Like,
you,
come down
I'm
into
going to grab the
Nyla's
rope.
Empty cage, and does nobody notice this? Like, wait a minute.
no one has noticed that Nyla
I'm
is
grabbing the rope of the
out.
one
You
that
can't
comes
see
in
from
this.
there. You grabbing the rope?
Yep, I've got my hands, so
Okay.
I'm going to try and pull one down.
Yeah, give us a
Yeah,
strength.
This
it
is
works,
pure. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for just Sir Janice being unconscious. I need them to notice that this is.
Right, yeah, give us a contested strength check.
Even if I fail,
Nice.
hopefully I'll piss them off enough that they'll come to batter me. In fact, I'm forgetting I'm in D&D Beyond knowing this.
You're allowed to name drop like that.
D&D hold on, how do you say it? D&D Beyond.
I
Sponsor us! Send us stuff.
Give me things for free.
Please.
16 people are watching our stream. 8 of them are also playing in the stream. However,
So, what do you roll?
I'm trying to get to my character. I'm going to roll a d20,
You
but
can look
I
at your
know.
character set up. Oh, who hired this guy? Hello.
Scandalous.
Well, I failed regardless. I'm guessing.
You don't have a. You don't have a.
I'm getting it now. It's just
Hold on, guys,
I
shut
did that
up
for
that
speed.
person.
Yeah.
If we fall asleep, do we get a
Who came in?
All right,
Swindler
aye,
1, 2, 3, 4 asking us to buy
blah, blah,
followers.
blah.
Get him, Dave, France.
Yeah. Fuck you,
Don't
Swindler.
need your followers, Swindler.
Oh, come on, Swindler.
I'm not
Come on, my
Swindler
name is
here.
Swindler. How are you? You can do much better.
Yeah, Swindler's
Oh.
Wanna be famous? No.
See that?
Fame, what's fame?
If we fall asleep, like get rocked to sleep whilst it's moving, do we get a short rest?
I love that.
Smooth and as smooth as the cage is, it's still very uncomfortable. Right, I will guess that your strength bonus is no more than 16 because so you pull on the rope, it's very, very weak, and the rope pulls back.
I'm
up.
going to just
You're
yell
not
randomly as
getting
well.
their grill.
Aye, but I'm
Does he get
yelling.
the rope at least? Does he get the like, aha, I've got a rope?
No, he pulls on it, then the rope goes back up. He was beaten 3 times 3 on this strength check as it just goes up. He ain't getting no grill this week. So he goes cold and hungry as him. But apart from that, another couple hours. What is everybody's passive perceptions?
14 is not great. I think
Apart from you,
13.
Janice, in fact, Janice, you come around. You wake up.
15.
You're currently on 1
Fantastic.
hit point.
Thank you, Fluffgar.
Right, thank you.
Thank you,
I was
Flash.
actually trying to go and do that there after my roll.
I got 11 for passive perception.
Right, so you're 11, Daphne. So
I
you're
am
11.
12.
12. Jim, what's your passive?
15.
15.
Take yours on.
Double check that. Wait a minute. Not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you. What?
he might have took a feet baster in it.
Trusting your group, DM.
Oh, what?
He might mean
If I had
he might have meant
proficiency
his
in that, I'd be up to
perception.
17, so.
No, I get you. Okay, you're bang on there, 15, mate. Okay. Sorry for doubting you. Right.
I mean, he's a ranger, so like the stat's gonna be wisdom and
That's a good
dexterity,
point.
surely.
Oh, speaking of which, Ralph,
14.
14.
Yep, because I'm not proficient in that because I forgot when I made the character, and it has really
Leon.
annoyed me ever since.
Oh no.
I'm 11. Yeah.
11 as well. Leon. What is yours, Rach?
13.
13. That's not bad. 13 for you. And last but
very
not least,
Small potential.
Melgrim.
14.
14. Okay, so you're in the same. Oh, Melgrim and Lee hand in hand on the passive perception. Okay, so
I shoot
Uh,
I really
Melvin-
So as we can watch our backs when he'd bought fucking Ralph as soon as I get a hold of him.
roll with a passive perception of 14. You
I
won't.
could hit him in that stupid little cage.
So, Melgrim, Ralph, and Ronan, quite a distance away as the light starts to come through. Now, as the light starts to pierce parts of the canopy itself from below, from above. You see in the distance, it seems to be something out of the ordinary, which is kind of strange because there's nothing in the ordinary down here. As you look across, you see just under a bathing of light seems to be some sort of almost wooden tower. And the spiders are currently heading towards it.
Okay, so that's the destination. Now I'm going to point out to everybody, like, I know it's not seen it. It looks like where they're taking us. My guess is this is a stop on the way to the slave markets, or where they're going to cook us.
I'm not going to cook us. I'm pretty sure I'm getting it before that.
And from this distance, I'm going to good perception at it. Can I see if it's a big or small
I
area?
don't want that.
Make me a perception check, Ralph.
I certainly will, and the sweet lady will guide me in doing this.
No, she won't.
Yes, she will, because that's a
No, she
cantrip.
won't.
I
Yeah,
know.
but you do not have your holy symbol on you.
Oh yeah, I
My connection
remember.
to my God is not through that; it's through my heart.
Ah,
Oh,
no,
really?
mechanically
Oh,
it is
everywhere.
through your symbol.
I know how the game works, Scott.
I know.
Because Melgrim has been thinking how to beat you.
That's a good point,
This was
Fluffingara. You're right.
because if
We
you're
were on the
far
big
away,
time
is
of
what I have real
forgetting.
problem with.
We were on the big time, Fluffingara, for attracting follow scammers. It's great.
I got
Either that or they're
early.
showing pity on us, and it was a
Yeah.
legit one, and he was like, I have an actual
It's quite
100
hard to
friends.
see. There's things in my way, but it looks like a normal set settlement.
Yeah, it seemed as the spiders start to kind of weave their way through past huge trunks and branches, it starts to cut off your vision. But from what she looks in, from what you've seen in books when you've been reading when you had the chance to read books of fantasy fairy tales and stuff, almost looks like looks like a parapet from a castle. But it's a singular tower. And from I'll give you that with 13. It also looks as if there is no roof on it. It just looks like a single tube.
Do we all see this, or just Ralph?
Yeah, he points it out, but you can also point out, Ralph, now the fact of the more information.
I shout to the group,
Do we?
incoming. That looks like our destination.
Aye,
Ready
it
as soon as
does.
you can.
Krill or other people at like slavers?
The Queen. Make a history check.
12.
So it's also a place I would have known about, or
Rumors. It's rumors, guys. It's all stories. A lot of people came across the Queen. They don't usually live to tell the tale, and if they do, it's usually embellished. Yeah, you know yourself. It's a lot because they treat the Iron Oak as an ocean, as a sea, and you've met a good few drunken sailors in your time. It's all embellished stories from what you heard. So maybe, might be not, but you don't know what stories to believe.
Gaz will think to himself, if I am going to be sold at a slave market, just as long as I'm sold for more than Melgrim. That's all.
I'll have you know, Gaz,
You
that
didn't hear
dwarfs.
This. You didn't hear this, Melgrim.
Oh, I'm in the same spider as him.
Yes, but you didn't say this.
I will have you know, Melgrim comes from a clan of stone cutters. I will be worth more than all of you.
I'm sorry
No,
to
you
burst
wouldn't
your
have-
bubbles, guys, but I will be the most expensive one there.
You know what?
You're on a separate spider.
I'll probably be the cheapest one.
However, what was it you were saying before we got to Gaz? Sorry, Jim.
I was asking, would that be a place that I've seen before? Because we've been
No,
around.
it's certainly not something you've seen before. Because as the closer you get to it, you start to notice more things about it. It's not so much. This isn't a purpose-built building, so to speak. This is more of. It looks almost like a hollowed-out trunk, which is even more bizarre and peculiar. Again, knowing the history of the Iron Oak, that's hard to do. I mean, they're basically flame retardant. They're impervious to a lot of things. Shaping is one of the things you can only really work with Iron Oak. This looks like a hollowed out trunk. It is bizarre.
Yeah, I'm going to turn to Ralph and say, do you know anything that can actually scrape out the inside of one of these trees? Because that's exactly what that is. Interesting.
Yes, Ronan.
Maybe they have a
points this
machine.
out.
Sorry.
They might do.
Did you ask that question aloud, Jim? Sorry, I wasn't sure who
Yeah,
asked it.
and who's listening to music in the background?
Oh, me, sorry.
Yeah, he's
I was
talking.
reading chat. I would understand. This is just an assumption, a hypothesis. But
whoever's
amongst
playing the
trees,
music, mute it.
there is perhaps.
Whoever's listening to the music, mute it. We'll get warnings in a second that is picking it up.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna have to mute the desktop audio tonight. We actually do get banned for this shit, so whoever's got the music, turn it off. Or done. Just down will do. It's just enough for me to recognise it is music rather than. Hey, that's better. That's
Three
better.
strikes, man. Then they delete our channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on the back
back
stream.
on. Right, we're back on. We're safe.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Sorry, I was going to say, perhaps there is some kind of creature that is adapted to life down here, much like these spiders that perhaps can cut through this. They appear to be able to fashion these cages, so it would stand to reason that they have some method of hollowing out trees. Perhaps there's something we haven't found topside.
Did you
I'm
say that's
pretty
in
damn
common?
sure there's creatures that can hollow out trees. Pretty damn sure there's creatures that live in here.
Well, yeah.
Is
And
that
I'll
said
point to
in
the
common?
spider.
Is that said
Yeah.
in common?
You're having this conversation in common, yeah? I mean,
Aye.
not louder. I don't know how far away you are from us. So, I mean, what do you
Um,
think, Melgrim? Do you think there's creatures that can hollow out trees?
Dummers! We met one earlier. It was the elf making weapons out of fucking wood.
It's one thing to make a weapon, it's quite another thing to hollow out a massive tree.
It's the same process, just takes longer.
I mean,
There's the man who tried to cut down a tree from the top.
Yeah, with a sword.
Yes, I'm not sure what he knows about wood carving and fashioning trees, and this impossible to cut wood, but they have obviously done something. Or perhaps it was one that got rotten. I mean, that's also a possibility. Perhaps every tree is not the same. Maybe some get sick. I've heard that before. Trees can get sick.
It's true.
There is a
What
thing called
vines,
tree
right, of
doctors.
vines that wrap around the tree and they form the actual shell of the tree. Then that tree dies inside. Then they live inside that.
I mean, that's a very good idea. Perhaps that is what it is. I mean, again, I'm just hypothesizing. I don't know.
Nah,
I've never been down here before.
Same,
Jim.
I'm just killing time so that we can go there and escape and kill whatever that is.
Oh, yeah.
Jim, take an inspiration point, mate.
Ah,
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done.
That was a lovely piece of information. You're
Yeah.
wrong, but it's very, very good. I like that. I was inspired. That was an inspired answer. I like that.
What
So,
do
anyhow.
inspiration points get you? Prizes?
Yeah.
Or
You
perhaps
get to have a D6
some
tools.
evil
Yeah.
wizard is gonna kill us to make the castle better.
I mean,
No, you're not getting an
just so
inspiration.
clear, I don't mind.
No, I'm just yelling that. I
Yes,
didn't
I
expect.
just want this to be clear that we can leave him in his cage. If anything, we could trade him for our own safety. I'm just saying.
Wait, who?
That guy over there, the guy that keeps shouting.
Right. Alright.
Melgrim doesn't like
I'm gonna
wizards.
say Melvis, right? What's the beef between you and the bearded folk?
He does not believe in the use of magic. He believes that any necromantic magic, such as Revivify or many others that are very beneficial, are evil and wrong. Whereas he likes to cut himself and set his sword on fire with his blood, which, of course, as we all know, is considered completely normal.
When he uses blood
Didn't you
magic,
ask?
I've heard that pretty bad.
Well, to be fair, I didn't really make a judgment on it. It was more when he decided that what I was doing was wrong, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, yours seems particularly evil compared to mine. Mine helps people, and his is solely used for killing. But,
What you're trying to say, Ralph.
Once I've spoken to Ralph, I'm going to sort of glance to Malcolm and be a little bit wary of him, but I'm not going to cast a judgment yet.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, Ralph, a man attacked your religion, and now you're angry at him, and you are trying to force your religion upon him.
Not in any way did I say any
That
of
sounds
this.
like it.
Don't put words in my mouth. Also, don't oversimplify my argument, because that is condescending of you.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Listen, I am not.
Also, who am I talking to? What is going on
Who are
here?
you talking to? So, as you start to get closer and closer, you start to realise that it's maybe about 40, 50, 60 feet below you as the spider starts to move. The first spider, which will consist of Sir Janice, Ronan, Nyla, and Ralph, start to go
Now,
across.
Are you going to get back in your cage, or do you want to hide
Yes,
somewhere and try and get
I
the drop?
am.
No, I mean, like, maybe you should try and hide and get the drop on them. Like, we can say, oh, she
Then
escaped.
you
Oh, no.
start to hear chanting. It's a kind of slow, rhythmic chanting. It's
Oh,
very
fuck.
drum heavy, bum ba dum ba ba. and then you
Fucking
start to hear-
magic!
for the first time since when you first met Ronan, who was translating for them, you start to hear a language. It's very, it's very smooth. It's very sweet in tones. It's a bit of Elvish in it, but not enough to really call it to it's as being spoken as Elvish. Does anybody speak Celestial?
Yes,
Jeez.
Sally.
Sally. Yes, you do. Of course you do. Yeah. Does anybody else speak Celestial?
No.
Nope.
No.
How do
So
they?
Sally,
Nah.
you recognise this language, and you are understanding everything that is being said.
Oh, no.
It's
gonna eat them,
almost like
we're
a
gonna
song. It's
eat
almost like a
them.
song. It starts to come across as
Yeah.
it's not a
Oh
song.
no, he's gonna
It's not
sing.
singing. I ain't singing.
Oh.
So it comes across as by fellow brethren. We're here so that we can sacrifice to the great gods below. We need to make sure that once we do this, we have a feast honoring those who we have departed. Pray for those to go down and make sure that they are able to take and destroy any enemies that come towards us. Be blessed upon these four, and hope and willing and pray that they do us justice and they do not anger the gods. And then you start to hear clicking from the cages as it start to turn slightly.
Four
So
of they pick.
Janice, your cage falls. Ronan, your cage falls. Nyla, your cage falls without you in it. And then Ralph, your cage falls.
With
I
Nyla fall as
I'd
well.
lie on the
Ah, fall
ground
down
and
with
I'd whip my
Ralph.
shell. 'Cause there's
Yeah.
nothing else I can
After
do.
seeing this, I am
Nyla.
going to try and like
Nyla
climb
falls
up
as well.
and hook
I
onto
actually don't
something.
go into my shell because that gives me disadvantage in dexterity checks, so I just gotta brace myself.
I'm holding on to Ralph's cage currently on
Let
the
us-
outside.
Well, let us see.
I-
Nyla, please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Why don't you wait till we're closer to the ground and then jump with your monk bullshit?
Oh,
Nyla, do you want
balls.
to go down with Ralph, or do you not want to?
There's no
you want to
option,
go,
mate.
Nyla? Would you like to go down with Ralph? God's
How's
sakes,
that
this
any different than going down?
Rachel comes straight to the heart of the matter, like, you've already said I've dropped, and now you're giving me an option. Like, oh, yeah.
No. So, yeah, I'm assuming you're hanging on to the cage, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You would like to hang on to the cage, then you would make us a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Actually, could I pull her inside the cage and pull her on top of me?
Pull.
As you're falling, let's see if she passes the dexterity saving throw first to see if she
Okay.
hangs on from the sudden jolt.
Dex 7,
Yes.
15.
That is just the DC you were needing. So, boom, you
Thank
start to
fuck for
fall
that.
away, and Ralph, boom, just grabs onto you with his.
I just
his
I
two
just
hands.
I just go straight back and lie shell down onto the ground and just hold on
Yeah.
to you as tight as I can.
Yeah,
Thanks,
like
Ralph.
this.
Well, I'm not gonna die now,
With your
so-
fingertips going, oh god. Yeah, as you're
Well.
grabbing onto whatever she's wearing, as she's being pulled down, and then you grab on with your own hand. The spider moves away. The next spider moves across, which will obviously have Melgrim, Leon, and Daphne at this point. The same spiel
I'll turn
happens
to
again,
I'll
Daphne, as
turn
you
to
hear.
Gaz, and I'll be like, at least I'll know Ralph died first. Just like.
I do not hit the ground. Can I at least try and like time it and jump as my cage hits?
We will get back to that in a minute, Ronan. You start to hear the same spiel again. It's exactly the same words, same rhythmic drum beat, and then you hear the as your 3 kgs start to drop. Now, the only person who needs to make a dexterity saving throw is Nyla, simply because she is not in a cage, and this could be deadly for her. However, so Janice, then Ronan, then Ralph. As you start to fall, obviously Ralph, and we'll have Nyla. As you start to fall, you notice within this carved, which is certainly carved within the trunk, it seems to be some sort of system of almost like bamboo planks where it's just to slow the descent as you start to fall. So it's just starting to fall, and then and then you roll out. You're now on the ground under the canopy at this point. Someone's dropped out.
And now everyone's at the wrong bit. I am
No,
officially
it's okay. David
Sally
will come
now.
back in. Don't worry.
However, there we go.
Yeah.
I was Sally for a second.
Apologies, I seem to be having multiple technical issues
You're
at the current
fine.
moment. I do
Yeah, and then
apologise.
As the cages come down, they roll out, bang, they hit against something. It almost looks like foliage and foliage. It looks like bushes. It looks like brittle things. It's just bomb. And then the cage bottom, you notice, is top is gone. So from where the cage was, there is no cage top anymore. You're able to get out easy. Nyla, as you and Ralph's cage seem to fall, you see what's happening here. You still want to hold on, or do you want to risk?
Well, my point was I was trying to get her inside the cage with me. So basically, I'm lying flush against the ground and I'm holding her into me.
Well,
I'm going to take any impact on my back because of the heart.
From what I understood, you were holding, the cage was falling, so you were going for the side because you didn't know the roof was off at this point, and you just boom grabbed onto Nyla as quickly as you could. So
sorry, that's not what I was getting. I was trying to get her inside. I thought that's what the acrobatics was, to get her basically to slide through the gates and then just me.
No,
her
role was just to simply to make sure she grabbed onto the cage.
Can I do some monk shit and try and get inside of the cage?
Well, this was what we say. It would have been with disadvantage because your hands are bound. However, Ralph is trying to help you. Want to give us both? Well, Ralph, you give me a strength, straight strength check. Nyla, give us some acrobatics check.
Oh dear
God!
God.
Take the average. Nat 1. Hey, is that the first nat 1 of the campaign? Can't be.
I got a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, Ralph, from where you're holding it, right? Okay, I'm gonna get you up, and you start to pull up towards the ceiling, and then all of a sudden, Nyla goes, "Okay, I've got
Fuck
this."
you, dice.
Puts her leg over. She flies off into the air, hitting every.
Monk bullshit. You'll be fine.
And then, bum, you start to slow your descent. Nyla, you don't have any key points either, so you can't do slow fall, right?
I was just about to say that.
Don't worry.
Wait, didn't you give me half? Didn't you give me half?
No,
my key points.
well, we're saying no just to get rid of them. For the point of the purpose of the battle, we said yes, but then after that, it says right, no, we'll not do that because I wanted to see where the battle went last game. So, don't worry, you have a slow fall. It just happens to be these big, huge, kind of like bamboo-like things that are slow and everything. So, roll me a d20, just a random d20.
6.
Right. Oh, that's a very good roll. You'll take 6 bashing damage from that simply.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
You're getting slapped and hit and you're falling. Ralph.
Imagine if I rolled a 20, guys, I would have been down.
Yeah. Ralph, Sir Janice, Ronan, you take no damage as the cage takes the impact, and then boom, you fall out onto the floor. Nyla, you roll not as far as the cages, but you roll at the bottom. And then you're followed by our good friend Gaz, Melgrim, and Daphne. They follow their cages as well, respectively. You are now as deep as you can go on the canopy floor.
What's it like here?
We're on the ground.
Can we see it around?
Yes, you certainly can if you want to make me a perception check, Gaz.
I should really not be the one making.
From there, you start to hear something from above as something else starts to fall through the trunk of the tree.
Oh, that was bad perception.
Okay.
Gaz, you're panicking, mate. That was a 4-year-old, Gaz. You're panicking.
I'm gonna have a look at it.
You're not just far away from home. You're so far away from home now.
Can I have a wee look around as well?
I'm just gonna roll around.
You guys, can I get to him?
Almost like kind of hurting myself.
Yeah, Gaz. Yeah, you can get to Gaz, Ralph.
Right, I move straight to Gaz. Put my hand on the shoulder. We need to move.
Yeah, Melgrim, make a perception check. That's a 10. Oh, mate, there's so much, almost like kind of dust, almost like seedlings, all foliage, just kind of almost floating in the air from the roll. It's almost anti-gravity like, but it's just kind of floating slowly. It's not so much you can jump and then you'll float. There's not very much like that. It's just everything.
Air's thick.
It's very eerie. It's very alien-like.
Is there anything that I would recognise or anything that I was seen?
Ronan, if you want to make me a survival check, you've been down here. You've been down here long enough to be able to do something like that.
And I do
Daphne.
something to like get my hands free from the binding. So can I use like a broken?
Well, this is true. You have yet to get out your bindings. You're still within the bindings.
Can I not just help her?
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I've
can
got
certainly
none on.
try. Both of you make a strength saving throw just to see if you can get out of them. What did you get, Jim?
No, survival 19.
19. Yeah, Jim, you know this area. You've been down this area before. You've been down this
Nat
below
one.
before when you've been on your
Nat
hunt,
one.
It's a
specifically
save, Sally,
because
not a check.
yeah, no, it was a save.
Was that save she was meant to do? Never mind then.
She was meant to do. Yeah, Jim, you've been down here before. You've been down this far before on your hunts, and yeah, this is pretty much exactly how you remembered it. It's you start to pull up your kind of face mask, knowing that this below it can fuck your mind up.
Okay, questions. Is this a large cylinder? Is there any ways out? Is there cracks in the trees? Is there things that we could get out of if we just started moving?
Strangely enough, from the tree trunks that you can see in the bases, apart from the one that's been carved out with all the kind of bamboo kind of slots, there is no leverages for climbing at all. There is no likes of any kind of levers, branches, ladders. You are on the bottom.
So at this point, they don't actually know what's happening, do they? Because they can't speak Celestial. So as I'm going to be panicking around, trying to like get my hands free, I'm going to be like, they're going to sacrifice this. They're going to sacrifice this. We need to move. We need to get out. We need to move. We need to find somewhere to go.
Don't worry, I've got it. I'm gonna think of your hands.
I'm gonna ask Ralph. Ralph, can you please help me?
Ralph's hands are bound.
Yes.
I've been trying to claw through the bindings with my claws this whole time, but nothing seems to ever come of it.
Is there is my hands loose enough without the ropes to be able to get people out their shackles?
Yes, you can. You can try and help with that if you make a strength saving throw as well to try and break the iron binders.
Oh, is that what I needed to roll?
With your passive perception check of your passive perception of 15, you can hear something falling from above.
Get out of the way, man. Let's just move on to the side.
Can I see what it is?
Make a perception check for me, mate.
What is this falling from the sky?
Yeah.
You're trying to help Eddie. It's iron. You even being a stone, even a dwarf from the stone. You know,
we rolled the exact same thing.
I have a high saving throw for that as well. I've been rolling terrible.
No, I don't. I'm just gonna look up and try and step
you look up, and then you go, "The fuck is that?" And all of a sudden, this huge canvas sack just you take. Let me tell you now. Give us a minute.
Do we have our weapons on us, or did they take?
I'm guessing this is our weapons.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the face plant from one of the canvas bags. We'll say, yeah, but you know what I mean. You see another 2 fall.
Can we
and you see a couple of weapons fall out.
Door or anything?
There is
like
no
a hidden
doors
door. No.
Can I try and use my bindings to
hidden
open
doors.
up the...
You might need to do an investigation check, but it would be with disadvantage because you're currently panicking. You know what's coming now.
Can I check in the bags, Richard?
Yes.
Well.
All of your equipment is in the bags, including an iron fob with keys on it.
I got 6, so I see nothing.
Yeah,
so when
I'll take the iron keys.
When I find the keys, I'm gonna try and have a look around, see if there's a door as well.
Can I?
It's for our bindings. I'll kind of like show my bindings to you.
I'm gonna.
Or maybe a trapdoor.
Blade and try and use my blade to cut off my bindings.
It's the bindings. It's iron bindings.
You have the keys to a shackle. That's what those keys must be. Get those keys and get a dagger.
We're all talking over each other, man.
Yeah. Hold on now. Jim, what were you saying?
I was saying I want to try and find my sword in the bag and use it to.
Your weapons are there.
My bindings, to use the sword blade to cut my bindings, then use the keys to try and open my shackle.
Right. that would be quite hard to do considering your hands are
Yeah.
covered like that, and you need to raise the sword and try and
Yeah.
pry
I'll
it. So
get
I
the
mean,
sword and thingy
will be
them
done.
for him.
yeah, it will be done, but it'll take time. Ralph,
I was saying to Nella, those keys must be for our shackles. Get
very
our
much
shackles
so.
off and cut these
Yes,
bindings off. You're
very
the only
much
one
so.
with your hands free.
Yeah,
Mhm.
No,
That's what I
Nyla
was
isn't.
saying as well.
Melgrim is. Melgrim's the one with has his hands free, but still has
So,
iron shackles.
I will go
I
over
don't
and
have
take
mine
the
free, don't I?
keys.
No,
I will take
you
the
don't.
keys off, and then I
I
will
got them off last game.
unlock Gaz first.
We'll
Cheers.
say for brevity, we'll say for purposes of time that yes, you're now free of your
I,
shackles.
I'll
and
kind of like
bindings.
look over at Ralph as I'm
No,
doing
this
it.
is really entertaining D&D as we slowly remove some shackles for
yes.
40 minutes.
But
Yeah, because that
when
was
he leaves Ralph to
that was a bit of a
last,
clusterfuck as we were trying to talk over each other for that. So
Mhm.
yeah, we'll just say that you're now free of your shackles and bindings.
he
Uh,
does
we have
stare
one-
at Ralph when he's doing it. Like he does it
Yeah.
very slowly, and he's like, "Should I?"
I'll
I'm
say.
the only one who
Can I
puts
try
you
and
in
like
lab down here.
cast my
I don't
magic?
want your help.
No,
my-
you, everyone else. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, guys. What you want to cast?
I want to cast just a straight up Eldritch Blast just on the ground in front of me, and I want to see how far it'll go, just to see how like. Yeah.
Let's see what your Eldritch Blast is like.
I think
Anything special about your Eldritch Blast?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
hide behind Ralph.
extra range or anything. I think it's just standard.
Because it wasn't working before.
Yeah, has it got any special things you've added to it, seeing as how you are that current
Agonizing
character
blast or anything.
class? Yeah, anything like that.
2 beams to it. I have agonizing blast.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
you do.
So, yep, you grab onto your symbol and explodes.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, it works.
I'll just say, God, I really wish that Nim was here. She'd know what to do. And I'm going to Gaz is gonna know that he's doing this kind of thing, but he's gonna like cry a little bit, and a tear's gonna land on his just on his amulet, which is of a mysterious beast with 3 eyes and like a silvered kind of like a skull, almost kind of like a lizard kind of creature.
Yep.
And he's gonna cast summon undead accidentally.
You would love to.
He's gonna try and
Accidentally.
and it's gonna try and commune with Nim's ghost.
You would love to, if it wasn't for the fact that you do not have any spell slots available at this time.
Well, I never used.
No, remember,
Oh, you
Yeah,
never
exhaustion.
want to
Yes. You want to play D&D, but with no magic or abilities.
Yeah.
So we're
So
effectively
when I-
children.
So
When I see Gaz crying, I'm gonna bring him in to a hug with my wings go round him as well.
Nice.
I've got to kind of like look around and be like, they didn't capture Vannon.
Can I ask a question? Sally, are you a fallen Azamar?
Mhm.
So is it skeletal wings that go around him? Like terrifying, like Jack
Actually,
Skeleton wings?
no.
Or are they like... Because you've gave me a feather before, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Actually, no. Her wings are absolutely fully feathered. There's a
Okay.
reason why
Hmm.
she's a fallen Asima, though.
I just thought it'd be really funny if she like, goes in for a nice hug. Terrifying wings!
Oh, this does not make me feel better.
The
We've
world
begun.
is a scary place.
There.
Use necrotic shroud.
I'm going to
Ah. So,
dust my great kill off and just get the bag and get my wrap bow around my back, get my quiver and everything on it and say, guys, I think we need to start making a moving because if we stay here too long, something's going to come and eat us or kill us or whatever.
Is there
I
any
agree.
food in the bags? Or rations, for example?
yes, everything is there.
Mm.
Nom, nom, nom.
My spells! Nom nom nom!
I need no spells.
I'm going to look
Okay, our
for
rest and then we'll leave.
Where are my key points?
I'm going to look for wee sort of tracks and weird things that I can actually move it way down or up or anywhere.
Right, no problem. Make me, we'll say a perception or investigation, depending on how long you want to take.
I want to do an investigation.
Is it
Excellent.
light
Maybe an
or dark
investigation check.
on the
A
canopy?
good question. It is very dark down here. Not a lot
No.
of light is down. Strangely
Like-
enough, though,
Was-
there is certain fungi and I forget what you call them. Meeps. We'll say
Oh,
they're
yeah.
meeps
Moths.
because,
Yeah.
there are certain meeps still floating. Not as many as from on your last time, but you do see them in there. They're kind of neon bluish, greenish pinks, that kind of thing.
Mine's
Yeah, I
still
also
But
glowing.
it
cast
is giving
light.
enough light to give you enough that you're able to see down here. However, there will be sparse areas where, unfortunately, you probably will need to rely on dark vision.
Mine's
If you
still
have it.
glowing.
Yes, you are very much. You've got 20 foot of light in front of you from your glorious armor.
Jim, if you're going to do an investigation check, have you done it already? Or was that perception you done?
I know perception, it was 13.
Oh, never mind then. I was going to give you
Right.
guidance.
It's hard to see any tracks now from where you've fallen. You can see the tracks of, and you can see deep markings within the grounds of where cages have come down before. In fact, as the further you look, you see some cages put about a place. This isn't the first time this has happened, but other than any kind of tracks, you can't see much just from where all the foliage and that has been puffed up from the ground. Oh, we're missing David. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's messed up our cameras.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. So,
Can I see anything on the floor that would let me know that there's an animal or something coming? So, are there any tracks or drop-ins or anything like that?
for purposes of brevity for this, Jim, being a trained ranger, can't see anything, so there would be no chance you would see anything.
I'm going to say I can't really turn around to the group and say I can't really see anything
I'm
yet.
Sally
I'm sure something will be
again.
close by.
Hmm.
I think we should get our gear and get out of here. Because I have a funny feeling whatever that
Can't get
chatting
out.
was,
There's no way out.
I'm going
Must be some way. Maybe this is
How
trapdoor or
far-
something.
How far up is the bamboo?
As you go up and in, you see it's about 120 to 150 feet up. You can't really tell.
All right, let's see if there's
I mean,
anything
you
at
can
the
drop
edges.
your wings and leave if you wanted. Can you still do that?
Not at this
No.
point.
Yeah, right.
The
If
wings
we
look
check
pretty,
for-
but they're pretty useless.
Yeah, you have to take a long rest, didn't you?
Have we looked for some kind of secret entrance or something that we've missed?
Can I hear anything else as well?
Make a perception check.
If she's making a
I
perception
mean-
check, I put my hand on her shoulder and say, "Sweet lady, gather in this."
Yeah,
What's
she
the
can't.
best?
inside the
C4.
tree. We're inside the tree now.
Yeah, we're in the tree now.
No,
What? We're
yeah,
not?
Ralph and
God's
Daphne are inside the
sake.
tree. You're outside the
Alright.
tree. But,
That's
you can roll a
7.
you can roll a d4 on top of that for your guidance from Lee.
I give her advantage because I helped her.
No, you gave her
Wait.
guidance. You gave her guidance as opposed to advantage.
We're not inside the tree.
For God's sake.
No,
I will
There's-
also have a look.
You do hear something. It's a lot of noise though. It's various kind of chirps and noise and growls and winds, which is strange. There's wind down here as it kind of blows across. There's a lot going on. It is very, very lively, very, very active, and yet
Can I hear-
suspiciously calm.
Any more celestial words, or is it
No.
just the music still, or is the music?
No,
stopped?
you can't hear the music or the celestial language again.
Okay.
Oh, poor David, man, he keeps getting knocked in and out. Shame.
Are there any? So you know, like in films, when you look in like turrets and you can see slightly raised rocks. Is
That's
there any
upstairs.
slightly raised?
I get
like,
you.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like of the trees. So
Yeah,
steps of some kind.
yeah, there's nothing like that other than the bamboo slats that were there to slow down the descent of the cages.
How soft's the ground?
That's a good question.
Like a pillow.
Well, Gaz
Quick,
blasted
Dan.
the ground and blasted a hole in that minute ago.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I was
Did
looking for
you
a
go
trapdoor.
away?
I
Yeah.
poked the ground. Is it soft?
Is the ground warm?
It starts grumbling and
Is it soft
going,
as in it's disturbed and things have came up through it? I look at James when I say this. Not James, I look at
Ronan.
Dick the DM, apparently. It's his name,
Yeah.
so
You're looking at Ronan.
Ronan, I look at Ronan, yes.
I'm just going to turn
right.
back and say, why do you think I'm trying to get us out of here and up?
It's more to see if we could perhaps dig through this at the base of the tree and make a small hole, or whether if we dig in here, things are going to burst out and try and eat us. Does this look disturbed to you, like there's creatures that come through it? Or does it look soft because it's rotten?
So, Ronan, you've been down here for quite a while now. Not longer than you've been letting on, to be fair. The 3 weeks you've been down here, there's not the 3 weeks you've been down here. You've been down here a good 2-3 months. You have seen many a sight. Some things you've tried to forget, some things you'll never forget. Anything can happen down here. The only reason you have survived is just through wits and sheer wits alone. Even as skilled a ranger as you are, didn't even come into play. Luck and sheer wits has let you live. There is things down here that you've yet to deal with. There is things down here that you wish you didn't deal with. This is a strange new world, and anything you do and anything you say at this point would be probably considered canon, because there's fuck all. No one knows about this down here.
Well, that case,
Have you seen anything like that before?
I am going to say I am seeing some strange things, things coming up out of the ground, seeing things coming up and down into the ground. So yes, you can try and go under the tree, but you might butt into a nest.
Meldrum, have you got any? Sorry, I didn't mean to go.
Yeah, Jim, you still continue. If you
I
get anything to add.
Do you want to dig down? By all means, dig down. But be careful. You're best getting off the ground.
Yeah, I'm going to shout to guys. Guys, should we try and blast a hole here? Meldrum, do you have any digging tools?
I could try.
Right. Last, I'm going to get my arrow and my bow. I'm going to get my bow ready just in case anything tries to come out the ground.
That's fine. Melgrim and Ralph, with your passive perception, you notice that all this time since you've landed, that Ronan has put a face mask above his face.
As soon as I've noticed that, I'm going to.
I need everyone other than Ronan to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Is it because it's poison?
You don't know.
It's just I was asking because I'm a dwarf.
Oh,
I got 5.
You rolled twice.
Oh,
I
got
five.
advantage on that.
Damn it! Oh, he only clicked it once. God damn it!
I'll give you the nat 20.
Yay.
That's because it's the worst thing to get, isn't it?
Oh no,
You took 22 damage.
I will roll for our good departed friend David.
I think
Seeing
David
as how
might be
he's
here.
not here, because we'll keep him playing, and then we'll figure out what's happened with him.
That's all right. You are David on the Twitch stream anyway.
That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm Dick now. Yes.
Right, okay, so anyone who didn't get a 14 or higher, which would be Ralph, who got a 4,
Me.
Melgrim, who got a 10, and Nyla, who got a
5.
5. Okay, I now need you to
did
make me a
bad.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh no! Good luck, guys. Love you.
11.
It was nice of Ronan to let us know that we needed to do this.
So Ralph has
18.
an 11.
18.
You get an 18, so you pass. Ralph, you fail. Melgrim just passes. Ralph, as you're having this conversation, and then Gaz starts just firing away as he starts putting in things. Ronan pulls back his bow, and you step back a little bit just to admire the handiwork. Everything starts to go silent, and there's a piercing noise coming from behind you. As you hear it, it's disturbing. It's incredibly disturbing. It's incredibly personal and disturbing.
Shit.
It sounds like cracking. It sounds like hatching. It sounds like an egg. An egg hatching.
Is
Cool.
there any other sounds?
Hear that?
Oh, you just don't hear
Just
anything.
him.
This is only
No.
Ralph.
I
Okay.
turn around and look.
Turn around and look. As you start to look, you can't see anything, but the noise does get louder in the direction you're facing.
Is it in his
Yeah.
mind?
You
But
don't
I'll
know.
find out now. Yeah, can anyone else hear that?
No. What?
Well,
What do you
no.
hear?
But
Um,
make sure you
Right, the
cover your.
sounds I hear.
Nobody can
Just-
hear anything over the pounding of the slamming of the Eldritch Blast into the ground from what Gaz is doing. Gaz, you're making fair headway, but it's very soft ground. Ronan, make me a survival check. Ralph, yeah. You hear it. It's cracking, and then you hear the
Oh.
final.
I'm describing what I'm hearing to anyone that's
That's
listening to it.
there. You start to hear the sound of what sounds like a baby turtle being born, crying.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to move towards that straight away. I would like to point out Ralph now has 2 levels of exhaustion, so I believe his speed is now reduced and he does everything at disadvantage.
You didn't get. You didn't
Oh, I
get
didn't look at
exhaustion.
that. Okay.
No, you didn't get that second.
Oh,
level
that's what I was
exhaustion,
like.
don't worry.
What? That'd be
Yeah, yeah,
I
you don't get
realised what's-
exhaustion for this.
Do I realise what's happened to Ralph?
Yeah, you'll have seen Ralph go off in the distance. He's about 40 feet ahead of you. As you turn around, you see him start to move towards something.
Can I
Yeah,
try,
Ralph,
can I
Can
try
you
and
hear
grab
that?
his
That
muffin?
sounds like
Meldrum,
a turtle. That's
you will
not
all
right.
see
They
this,
shouldn't
but
be
you
down
can
here.
interact.
I'll shout after him in Elvish. Where you going?
You don't see this yet.
I'll actually run
I
after
don't.
him.
Okay.
As
Can
soon
I, try
as
and, can I try and grab him and then try and put
I'm just going to
something
put my
over his
hand and try
face?
and push them off and go, no, there's a turtle egg down here. That's not right. They shouldn't be down here. It's
No.
too dangerous for them.
No, no.
As you-
Here,
But it is, I
has
can
to-
Before you go any
hear it.
further,
This is
before you go
your
any
mind.
further, Jim, before you go
What?
any further, the noise is getting louder as the closer you get to it, Ralph.
It's too loud. That's more than one of them. This is dangerous. They're little babies. I'm here to save them. This is what I need to do.
Ralph,
And
then
it just keeps going.
Ralph,
Unless
be
someone's
careful.
tackling him.
I'm
Yes.
going to run behind him with my sword.
I'm going to sort of walk behind him then
I'm
and see where
going
he's
to
going.
protect Gaz.
I pull my hammer out and I put light in it. It's dangerous down here. They must have taken them to eat them, and I have to protect them. It
Well,
just keeps moving towards.
Yeah. So
Where
as
is
soon
it?
as you
Though?
put
There's not enough
yeah,
space in
as
here.
soon as
for
you put the
this.
light up, you start to walk towards it, and then you get to a point where you can hear another turtle voice start to ring around you. It's it just starts to come around, and it's just starting to surround you.
That's not right. They can't be here.
Well-
There's too many of them. Why can't I see them? What is happening? Can you see
Make-
them?
Make me a just roll me a d20.
I refuse.
Can I see if there's
14.
sense if there's anything like any kind
Yes,
of
keep trying to get us out of here. We need to save these turtles. Don't worry about me.
Is light a cantrip?
Cantrip.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've used the cantrip.
it starts to get louder and louder, and then all of a sudden silence. The light drums from your hammer.
Oh, that's not right.
Then the light comes back up. Ralph, take 14 points of psychic damage.
I refuse.
Shit.
I refuse. What the hell?
I refuse your damage, DM.
I have a stronger mind than that.
The noise has stopped, and you're in the middle of somewhere.
Ah, shit. This is like an Anglerfish situation, isn't it? This is a crazy kind of monster that's going to try and eat me.
Is
I
he
hope
like
nobody
God?
came
Can
with
we
me.
still
Right
see
now,
Oh,
him?
shit.
there's
People
only-
came with me.
Yeah, right now there's only 3 people there. Is Ralph, Jim, and Melgrim. So
I should point out I have covered my mouth for what Jim's character said.
yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
haven't.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, you're sitting in the middle of nowhere right now.
What?
Let's get
Yes,
back.
Can-
It must have
we
been something
see
playing with your
him?
mind.
No, user too
I
busy
just found out there's
preoccupied
actually
with
kind of
what's
green
happening.
blood coming out both of his nostril holes
Yeah.
are in the front of his beak. My man, I think I'm fine. I have a bit of a headache, but we need to find these baby turtles, but they've gone quiet.
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah,
You
I'm going.
you know what this is.
Yeah, I'm going to this. It's down here. It's playing with your mind. It does something to you. It's not right. So I should have said to you, cover your mouth. I thought you would have followed me when I'd done it, but I should have said it, and that's my part. But
And Jim, to be fair, you're not used to being in
yeah,
a group. You just naturally did it without saying anything. You're used to being on
Yeah.
your own and going off your own wits as opposed to following and say, look, you need to do this.
yeah. So what I was down here messes you up in your head. I've only survived this out of sheer wit. I don't know how I've done it. I don't know how I've survived it. I should have died a while ago. I should have died with that beast that killed my lover. I don't know if she's dead. I think I'm hoping she's still alive. But I should have died. I'm still here.
Yep.
So be mindful.
Okay. Are you pulling me away? Because Ralph is still looking for the baby turtle. So like,
I'm going to
I'll kind of like turn Ralph
I'm
around and be
not
like,
here.
did
I'm
you
not down
listen
here.
to what he said?
We need to get back to the others.
There's
I'm
no
not down
baby
here.
turtles. That's what he's saying. It's fucking with you.
I heard them.
Oh, he'd bottom.
I believe that you heard them, but they're not down here. It's whatever down here does something to you.
You see, Ralph closes his eyes and he holds on to his amulet, his religious kind of symbol.
Yeah.
And he just takes a deep breath. If you say they're not here, then I believe you,
Hmm.
and I'm going to follow you.
So I take it this is why you left. You're trying to find something.
You got
I don't think
lucky.
now's the time to have this discussion,
Yeah.
but I'll gladly tell you when we're
Yeah.
safe.
You got lucky
That's
because
good.
my chart goes higher than 15, and if it went
Mhm.
higher than 15, creatures start attacking. So,
Yeah.
so
Like I said, let's get back to the others. So I'm going to make.
Eldritch blast.
I'm going to make my way back to the others and say we're willing to get out of here.
yeah.
Blood is just streaming out of his nose.
Yeah, while you are making your way back slowly, I'm assuming, Ronan, Gaz, Daphne, we'll say Sir Janice because he's not here unfortunately, and Nyla. As Gaz, yeah, you're blasting holes. You're making a hole, but I have God fucking knows why you're doing it. I don't know why you're doing it.
No, I'm no, yeah.
We need to
Get
get
out.
moving.
Get out of the side.
Right, I'm going to point to James's
You're not on
character.
the tree anymore. You're on the ground.
I'm going to point.
You rolled out of the tree as the things came down, and you rolled out.
I'm going to kind of like
This whole
point
time
to
I thought we
him.
were in a hollowed out stump. That's why I've
You're
been
not in a
asking.
hollowed out
So did
stump.
I.
Yeah, you're not in a
So
hollowed
did
out
I.
stump.
I think Scott's trying to talk.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
thought
good.
as well.
I will literally point to Jim's character and it's like, you've been travelling down here. How do we get out of here?
Let's just move off into the forest.
I'm
First
not
thing
asking
is
you,
try and
Ralph.
get
I'm
up.
asking him, the guy that's been down here before.
Best thing is to get up off the ground and work our way up.
Right. Where do we go to get up the higher ground?
So Janice has an uncanny ability to tell us what direction is north. Perhaps we
Yes,
can
it
ask
does.
him, hey, so Janice, which way is north if that helps?
Doesn't it depend on the sun and stuff like that?
No, he's
No,
an uncanny
he-
ability in his
he-
mind.
He's always, it's part of how keen mind works. He doesn't
Yeah.
even need, he could be
Yeah,
in caves.
I thought it had something to do with
Yeah, you
the.
were,
He just
Oh,
has a
right.
memory for
North.
where he is at all
Yeah, there's
places.
something
Right.
about his brain, his
Yeah.
brainwaves that tell him that he feels a magnetic pulse or something like.
Steven,
I'm
It's
not.
actually what
I
happens
just
when
assumed
moves
that
a
he just
compass to his forehead.
remembered every
Just on
direction
his
he's
forehead,
moved in general.
see
Yeah,
that look at the
puts
trees,
up his
guy.
watch, puts his watch up, flips the watch up, sees the compass, and go, "That's north."
Yeah.
Sees it.
Uncanny
Doesn't sleight of hand.
mind is
Yeah.
told.
Yeah, look at the trees and that dust spot large branches that can be steps to climb up. For example,
you-
up top. I know I can't reach at the moment.
Yes, that is the last time you fell from
Yeah.
from onto this canopy. That was basically how you did it. You just
Yeah.
got some rope, you latched it, and you just climbed
Yeah.
as much as you could.
Yeah,
From
I'm
there,
going.
though, you were different levels of canopy,
Yeah.
and you were trying to get up to the top.
I'm going
That's
to.
when you were
I'm going
Ali.
to take Melvin by the shoulder and say, "Look up. See those branches? That's how I got out of here."
Right. So, does anybody have climbing equipment?
I have rope.
I
Good.
Yeah, but this time the group is now together at this point. Sally, what you want to say?
Are we able to look? Because obviously we're expecting to be like hunted down like prey.
Oh no, we're not expecting
there
it. You've not said it.
No, I've already
As
said
soon as
it.
they landed in
I've already
the
said.
stump that didn't land in.
Yeah. Is there any progress on any sounds? Any people coming towards us? Any creatures coming towards us? Can we hear anything?
Again, from the perception roll you had earlier, it's a cacophony of sounds. There's just sounds coming from everywhere, from echoes, from anything you do, and then all of a sudden you'll hear the argument that Melgrim and Ralph and Ronan are having as they start to walk towards you. So even then, it's just you wouldn't know where to begin.
Right, I mean, I'm just gonna float this here. We don't know where to go. I can't get into those trees. I can't climb. I suggest we just pick a direction and move.
He has a rope. We can
And
all
with
climb the rope. We can get up
Do
on the
you have any
canopy.
way of getting
Yeah, but
up
they're
into
like
those
100
trees?
feet high.
He did
The
it
lowest
before.
branches.
He did it before. I am not known for my agility or my strength. My
I mean, I could do it, but I couldn't bring any of you with me, and
Also,
it's
we
only
are
a
standing
possibility that I
disgusting.
would be able to do it.
I suggest we move.
But-
I mean, getting the trees here,
Yeah.
getting the trees in 500 feet is the same thing.
We just need
If
to
you-
move from
I'm
this
with Mel.
spot.
I'm with
Yeah,
Ralph.
we need
We
to move, guys.
Well, we need to move.
So, Janice, which way's north?
And
He tells
yeah,
us. We
which
go.
way's north?
Yeah. Yeah, so Janice goes, yeah, actually, I think it's over there. Like, we would go over
Wow,
there.
you sound
That's
just
more-
like me, Janice. That's so weird.
Well, I go,
But is it
I
north
think
or
we're
going?
related in some way. Yeah, you know,
Mhm.
I think we should be going over there.
Oh, that was very close, actually. Wow.
Uh,
Sorry, Melgrim. Do you wish to dispute that north is the best way to go, and that perhaps we should stand and argue some more?
Well, what lands are north?
Say pick a direction. If you wish to pick another one, by all means, pick one.
Well,
Or we
what
could just
area
move.
did we come from?
I have no idea. I
We
received
came
a
from the
massive head
west.
injury and fell 100 feet through a tree line. I would
Yeah,
like to
this-
just move.
This is true. The only person who would know roughly where they would be on a map, depending on the role they got, would be Sir Janice. For likes of say, you were caught out west and then you travelled in a direction that none of you know apart
Except
from
him.
Sir Janice. Yeah.
Let's
the
just
only
move.
way, the only way I
Let's
feel
go-
I can,
yeah, let's
I
go,
can
let's
get my
go, let's go.
bearings.
Not yet, Sally, not yet. You need to have a long rest. Hint.
Of my...
What I'm getting at,
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
go away and get a long rest. I don't care which way we go. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
move.
Right.
I thought we were in a fucking
so-
tree this whole time, guys.
I
No,
did
no,
as
no.
I
well.
also thought we were in a tree
The
stump.
way I described it, the big trunk, you were falling down, there was bamboo slats within to stop you falling. Then about 100 to 20, 150 feet, there's an empty fall, bomb, and you fall out the side where there's this open march, and you roll out. So you're now on
Right.
a ground of this, right?
Okay.
Maybe probably didn't
You
describe
say
that as good as I should.
however,
have.
three of us didn't
I
get
reckon
it,
we
so.
spent a
Yeah.
good half an hour thinking we're in a fucking tree.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
in. You're
that's
not
what I
in.
was like.
You're not in a trunk. You're not in the tree trunk. You're very much on the floor.
I thought, why did Richard do this? We are fucked, and he's dropped us in an impossible to leave situation.
Honestly, yeah, you honestly think I would put you in an honest
Yes,
to God
I
impossible
know.
situation.
That's why
You
Leon
took all
was
our abilities
shooting
away
at
from
the
us
This
ground.
would be
and
a
put us in
very,
the
very
location.
campaign stream. That's for
so
sure.
we head north, but as we head north, we need to look for shelter so that we can rest. So what we're looking for is a hollowed out tree at the bottom, if possible. If
Like
not, we're
that
looking
one.
for low
Just having a
branches to make a sort of hidey hole cavey thing.
Ronan,
I'll
that
just yes,
sounds
going on to a
impressive.
low branch.
Yeah. Ronan, you're impressed with that knowledge.
Yeah,
Daphne's
yeah.
hit
Exactly
it
what
on the
Daphne
head.
said.
Boom.
Yeah.
But are we moving at this point? Because again, we have stood
Yes.
perfectly
Yes.
still and said
No,
the
we are
exact
moving.
same stuff we've been
Yeah.
saying.
Give us a point of order. How are we doing this? I am assuming you're having Ronan at the front.
Yeah, Ronan at the front. Exactly as
I will
Sally
need-
said, I'm keeping my eye out for hollowed out areas, places where the trees have grown unwieldy, anything we could squeeze into.
Yeah.
I need to go
Right.
in
I'm
the
gonna
front
go
for light, I
after-
think.
But after
I'm
a
gonna
certain
go
level, I've been
after
walking for like maybe
Ronan.
20, 30,
Yes.
40 minutes.
So we're going to do some.
Actually-
Yep.
I'm gonna be Nia Sally's character because I can't see shit, so I want to
Fine.
use her light.
That makes sense. So I'm assuming Sally's going to be just behind Ronan because Ronan is also human. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
I
have
also,
Ronan.
I can cast
Yes, you
Dark
can.
Vision, but I
not
can't.
yet. Not yet. And then
I
we
can't. I
have
can cast it. I can't. 'Cause I don't have any.
right. So the
Daphne,
first three
can
is
you blame me
Ronan,
on
Daphne,
that?
Nyla. And right, who is it? Who is after Nyla?
I'm in the middle. I'm in the
No.
middle.
I'll hold up the back since so many
Yeah.
fighters are at the front.
We'll say Sir Grandy will be hanging around Daphne on the right hand side as well because direction sense,
Compass.
and you need to point Ronan in the right direction. So we'll say Ronan and Sir Grandy.
Where are you, Daz?
Same here with Melgrim. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
so
actually come in, you're not like hovering around digging your hole.
no. So it'll be Gaz, and then
Out.
it'll be Melgrim. Right. So Melgrim's at the back. Right. Fine. That is good. Here's what we're going to do. So Ronan, I'll give you advantage actually because I don't want to keep Ronan rolling for Sejanus. Ronan, survival check for me, please, with advantage if you've not already got it already. What is your favourite terrain, by the way?
Forest.
Arnold Ocean.
Bang, good man. That's all I wanted to hear.
I would
So
imagine
you'll
if
get
he's
advantage
hunting
on
here,
that anyway.
that's his area.
So we'll do
Yeah.
that. From there, Daphne,
21.
Nyla, Ralph, you said you were going to look for places you can rest for the evening.
The whole time, yeah, it's
Yes.
just going to be after we've gone and set that. I'm going to keep that. We can't stop here. We need to
Right.
get further away, somewhere we can hide.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is, I built
Gaz,
my character for this.
yeah, Gaz, what are you doing? What are you doing on this travel?
What do you mean?
Are you helping out, looking for stuff, or are you lost in your own wee world at this point, crying?
blasting things with Eldritch Blast as he walks along for no reason. Come to us, motherfuckers!
We're moving,
Like
we're traveling,
teenager
basically.
angst.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Fuck you,
I've
I
been
hate the
moving-
word.
So what you doing, mate?
Just gonna be moving with
Cool.
Mel.
Okay. Melgrim, what you doing, mate?
I'm kind of like glancing around and like as and trying to judge the ones we've just met. Are these reliable people? Will there be any use in the fight? Just like in general sizing up of what's our chances if we get jumped.
Okay. If that's the case, if you want to, right, so you'll be going against Ronan and Nyla. So Ronan and Nyla, I need you to do something secretly for me. You either need to roll deception, or you need to roll, what's the other one? Either deception or let me look at a character sheet.
Sleight of hand.
You can either roll
Performance.
deception or you can also roll either or insight. Say either insight or deception, depending on if you want to if you've been telling the truth so far or if you're giving off any negative vibes. If you're giving off any negative vibes and want to hide them, deception. If you don't want to hide them and be truthful, it's insight. Roll it on a d20 and send me the roll you get before we let
No,
Melgrim
saying it to the
roll.
group.
Yes. However, also need you to roll. I need Daphne, Nyla, and Ralph to roll perception checks as you're looking for places as well. So, but it's more important that you get the thing rolled.
Fuck me, 5.
Send me a message on Discord.
Thank you. Nice, I've seen that, mate. That's cool.
14.
Right. Could you also send me if you were doing deception or insight? Okay.
So what am I rolling then?
Yep. Roll insight check. Hard to tell, hard to read, mate. They seem honest enough.
It's not like trustworthy is one of the things, but it was also like I was trying to size them up. Like, are these guys going to fall apart if we get jumped? I'm assuming Ronan can handle himself. He's been doing here long enough. But I don't know.
That's pretty much what you can tell. From the brief descriptions and discussions you've had with them and the short time you spent with them, Ronan probably looks like the best person to be having in this situation. You're not too sure about Nyla, because as from the conversation, Nyla's only been down here at best 3 days. You know she's quite agile and fit and able to get out of tricky situations, has been seen. Other than that, you don't really know much more about her nature. But she seems honest enough. She did try and help Sejanus when Sejanus all of a sudden fell, shall we say.
It was just basically that's what he was doing. And now he's looking about, Obviously, checking the gear in case anyone's trying to sneak up
Well,
behind us.
you were spending your time doing that, so we'll need to leave that. Right, so the perception checks was 11, 5 for Daphne, 11 for Ralph.
14 because I got a +3 with my.
You got your +3 in that, so that's 14. And
Oh, did I need to roll a
Nyla,
perception?
yeah, because you were looking for
Sorry.
places to.
Son of a bitch.
I read shit all night.
7.
7. Okay, so it's.
Well, that cave with teeth in it looks particularly safe.
We now have the makings of a chart. Awesome. Right. So, who wants to roll the first D20?
Now
Me?
me,
No, I'm just
feel
kidding.
the
I
blood
don't.
coming out my ears.
Daphne, roll me a straight D20, my dear.
Yeah, hope you take the damage for this one because I don't want to die.
5.
Oh, first time.
Dragons attack. 5 dragons.
So,
Death.
with your survival check, as you were going through, steady pace, doing excellent. You think you know. Sir Janice pulls out a map that he's happened to have of some of the islands. He reckons, he says, well, we were coming from the west and we're thinking maybe this is where we're going north, but I don't know if this is a landmark. And you're kind of looking between your both maps that you've got made, and you're going, that's actually not too bad. This guy, if this guy is true enough of what he's saying, and he can tell where north is, you're making great time. You actually might find somewhere close to a landmark where you can try and start climbing. It takes a couple of hours, but you're starting to get there. And you're starting to get really, really tired now with the exhaustion. Daphne, first couple of hours, you're walking around, and then you see something just off to your right. It's about 100 feet away, which is actually not too bad considering. It looks like a toppled tree, which is very curious.
I'm gonna go to the group and be like, "Can you see that? Can you see that there's a tree over there?" Like quietly, not like shouting it so that everybody like the sound will travel. I'm assuming. So I'm like,
to disappoint you, Sally, but there is a lot of trees here.
no, but the fallen one. Can you see it? The fallen one over there.
You want to go and see if it's perhaps hollowed out or we can sleep inside it, or do you want to go and see what lies at the top of that tree? Because I don't.
Let's go.
Maybe we should be cautious and do some stealthy stealth.
Yeah, Major Light
good at
Source has just
stealthing?
left. Yeah, your Major Light Source has just left to go towards this fallen tree.
I can
I'm
also
following
cast
because I need that light.
I will pull out my cross.
Go around, see if there's anything that can be used to raise it above the ground.
Oh, yay! Thank you for the follow.
Yeah. So as you're walking across, thanks very much,
Ms.
Mency. A good friend of mine who's just followed us.
We've got David back.
Thank you very much for being our
Right, we have to
37.
sing the follow song then. Have you all been practicing?
The fall. No, I don't remember it. Oh, we have a Sir Janice de Grande back.
He's went into the green room.
He does look like he's about to make an apology video.
Yeah.
Right, your character now only has one leg, mate. Sorry, we were really hungry.
I accept that.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry, you're safe.
You told us which way was
He's
north.
half blind as well.
Yeah.
We ate one of his eyeballs.
Checked out.
No, he's just half blind.
I'm going up to a hollow or a fallen tree. Come in with me.
Speaking of the fallen tree, as you're going over towards the fallen tree, the closer you get to it, the bigger it is. I mean, even on its side, you're talking maybe 70, 80 foot up. It is quite the distance up. However, given it, as you approach it, Ronan, which is not actually a bad idea. You could probably get on top of that. That is an 80 foot. That is an 80 foot height. That is off the ground. That's a good start to get off the ground. And this tree, you probably know, is maybe up to anywhere between 150 feet and 200 feet. Not even that. Sorry, 200 to 400 feet tall. Going across that, there's a good chance you might find a low-hanging branch you'll be able to start climbing some of the more vertical trees.
So just so I understand this, so 80 foot up, it's broken and it's landed sideways, so then it's like a walkway. Is that what we're seeing here? Right,
Yeah,
okay,
it's kind
sorry,
of like a
yeah.
walkway. The thing being as well, you can't even see if it's broken. You can't see the trunk. You can't see the bottom. So this could be up to, it's usually 200 to 400 feet high. However, you could be in the middle. You could be close to the bottom. You can't tell because it just goes on.
Okay.
So is there any way that we can sleep here before we, travel up?
Yeah.
Give us a survival check.
I think we need to sleep.
All the spellcasters, all desperate for the rest, so they can get their spells back.
Anyway,
Why don't
It's
you
a
use
good
your
roll,
action
Sally.
surge?
I'll do our survival check and see if there's any way of getting up it.
There's a way up it. You'll be
Yeah.
able to climb that. So you don't need to roll. However, looking at it, you're trying to think of, there's usually knots in wood. Again, being a carpenter, having that kind of skill, you go. Sometimes there's knots in wood you can go in. There might be something that's carved in and hauled out, like the modern day. Well, I say the modern day, or in real life, woodpeckers usually burrow holes into it to try and make nests. However, that's not going to be the case. But it is high off the ground. It's a wee bit safer from anything on the ground. You'd probably still be open to flying attacks, but right now it's probably the best bet. I mean, if you walk along, you might find a nest, you might find something else. With 21 though, as you're looking across, you see something quite unusual. It looks like the beginnings of a stalk of a branch. It's quite big. It's maybe 20-30 foot round in diameter, and it looks as if it's been cut.
Cut by what?
So clean then, yeah?
Yeah, it's a clean cut.
All my senses are saying, no, don't stay here. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm tired. I want to sleep.
Well, not only that, your senses should be saying something cut through an iron oak fucking branch. Doesn't
Yeah.
That's
happen.
some serious shit.
Is there any residue or maybe some kind of like fang left behind or a tooth?
No, 'cause
Nope.
it's smooth.
It is
It's almost like
smooth,
an axe
clean
gone
cut.
through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it
like
was
a
an axe.
saw.
Yeah. I wouldn't even
Well-
say it was a saw. It's clean.
It's just something that just went smack straight through it, no bother at all. Like, oh.
Yes.
Like a knife through butter.
Mhm.
Any
Yeah.
sawdust or
Let's see
anything
when-
on the
And
floor?
we literally can't cut through this. With no
I'll say
tools
with that
to
survival
it.
check, there is no sawdust. It doesn't even smell. You usually get the smell from sawing, and you can smell the type of wood it is. There's no smell coming from it. There's not even any
Can I-
kind of sap or anything. It's just a clean, straight cut.
Can I tell
As someone
if
who's
it's...
proficient in Arcana, do I get the sense that magic was used to do this?
Give us an Arcana check.
Can I do
Yeah.
the same thing?
Do
Yeah,
we
if you want to give
know?
him, one of you can either roll twice, or one of you can roll each, or give one an advantage. Sally, what
I'll
you
give
saying?
Lee advantage.
Okay.
Can we tell if it's new or old? Is there any moss growing on the stump?
It's not moss, but it's darkened, so it could be anywhere between 2 weeks to 2 months.
16 if you let me use thingy. If you don't, it's 14.
Nah, can't think of anything magical weapons. You're not even sure if you are sure that you can make weapons. You've been shown weapons made from iron oak. You're pretty sure even an iron oak weapon would get through iron oak.
Not like this anyway. This looks like one single thing has hit this and cut it cleanly.
Yeah,
Would
it's
that be the
very,
assumption I take from this?
yes, it's very, very natural.
Because if there'd been more than one, there'd be different slices. There'd be some
Oh
indication.
yeah, exactly. This is almost like a lightsaber for a limb or something.
Well, I mean, this is particularly unusual, but I am near death, so perhaps we should find somewhere to sleep for a while.
We need to keep moving. It's dangerous where we
I
are.
agree with
I'm
Mel.
going to point up over this thing if we can.
Yeah, I thought we have climbed this at this point, have we not? Was this...
No, because it was on the bottom just as you were about to climb. Because as Ronan was setting up rope to throw up, it's when Sally noticed the big, huge 30 diameter kind of trunk
Does this change anything? Can we still climb it? Can we still move on?
Yeah, you can still climb.
It's no like whatever it is can kill us just as easy.
Guys, all I'm saying is we can climb on top of this, rest. We're above the ground, which is good, which is where we need to be. Then we can rest. Then I'm pretty sure we can get onto the branches from up at the top of this and we start making our way up. Once we get further up, we can start getting a bearing to where we are. Once we can see through the top of the trees.
Yeah, I think this is a good place to rest.
So we want to climb first and
Would
then
it
move
not be
slightly
safer to get
along
to the
and
top?
rest, or you want to rest here?
No, rest up over, rest on top of it.
Right, let's do
But what
that.
happens if
I'm
we
gonna
get
I'm gonna
up
get the
and then
rope.
over and something's there and then we didn't rest?
We need to
Yeah, I'm gonna
fight
get a
it.
Well,
rope.
we're
Once
going to
I
get
pull it-
even. If we go up there, we might get even.
I'll-
Rangers say it's safer up there.
I would rather go up
once
there.
Sorry.
I'd rather go up there and fight it without resting than it come down here and eat us whilst we're resting.
I think Melvin's got a point there. If it's
Right,
above us,
let's go then.
it'll jump down on us.
So
That don't stop.
who's jumping up first to help the others up?
We'll say
I like
again
trying-
for brevity and time, you get up after helping each other up. There's
You
enough
spend
for you
some
to turn
time
around
with
and
it.
yeah, it takes about an hour, but you get up relatively safe.
This is
Relatively.
the downside of being a total. Is that things climbing up things is not really my forte.
Yeah, that's why it took an hour.
So, like, once we're up the top, is there anywhere I can sort of move wee bits of branches around to make a little bit of shelter, try and get camouflage?
Strangely enough, there isn't any branches up here. Like I say, the only one you've came close to seeing was the cut, the 30 diameter.
Is there any small interdimensional hotels that we can spend the evening in?
Yes, there happens to be.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Also, do
Take
they
a
sell
warm
magic
hot sauna
weapons?
Welcome
They
to
do
the
not,
hotel.
unfortunately.
You know, like how like bark obviously has grooves in it. How big are the
Yeah.
grooves? Are we able to sort of lie down in them?
Maybe. I like that idea.
Good.
I thought we were going to move along the tree into like the branch area and just try and find some branches we could hide. I don't really want to stay in like a
That's what-
flat surface. That feels quite
funnily
open.
enough-
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. We'll say that I don't want to keep giving you that 21 bloody survival. If you want,
Roll
make me a
another
survival
and I
check.
will give you guns.
No. Make me a nature check.
Can I also make a nature check? Or survival?
No, nature would be the one to use at this point.
Oh, and actually I will not because I'm very bad at that. So no, I won't. Jesus. For the minus one,
grooves,
well done.
They are maybe 2-3 foot apart. The deep these grooves, considering the size of the tree, you'd probably not best sleep them in. Because when you kind of put your hand in, you find that it's a wee bit more softer, but it's not because the wood is soft. There's probably something in there.
Okay.
So there is it almost feels like insects and creatures. However, but with that nature check, you can't tell which way the top of this tree is. Again, just with the sheer size and the height of the trees, you can't see a bottom or a top to this tree.
Shall we just move along this falling down part? Is that what
Janice,
the plan was?
roll me a d6, please.
A D6.
I push him off the side of the tree. Stupid Bob.
At this point, I'm actually going to ask Sir Janice, how are you feeling? Past it.
I've been better. I feel
You're
like I've been-
muted, David.
Oh,
No,
you
it's
can
fine.
hear him. You just
No,
need
he's
to-
just really, really quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on, can you hear me any better now?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I would definitely say that I've been better. I feel like I've been in and out for a little while, but I think I'm here.
He'll kind of like pat you in the back, and it's just like as in, you orcs are made of tough stuff.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Nice.
I like Melvin.
Yeah, so I now have a bearing with that roll of which way is the top and which way is the bottom. Where would you like to go, left or right?
Ooh. That's
Who's in the
intimidating.
front?
Left.
Was this
Some
one
of us
to be
go
a group
left
vote?
and some of us
I
go
Can I look
right.
didn't
at-
hear
can
what
I look
David
for
said, so
Grenade?
I
Can I look
don't know
for-
what was said.
What were we saying? Sorry, Sally.
I couldn't hear David at all. Like, I genuinely can't hear him, so I don't know what he said.
Oh, that's
I couldn't
okay.
hear him either.
Remix can turn them up if he's got
Yeah,
you.
you may need to turn them
He's
up.
up to
We can
maximum
turn up the
volume.
Oh, really?
right click on him, you can turn up the user volume. But I was wondering if some of us can go left, some of us can go right. Does it lead
Yeah.
to the same?
I feel like at this point in time, it would be
No,
best.
it wouldn't lead to the same. You're going along a tree.
Why
Yeah,
don't
you're
we
going-
just go right and just find someone safe? If we split the party, we'd probably die slower, quicker.
Can I
I
look
don't
at
know.
the? Can I look at the
Quicker.
trees if I can find anything that I can recognise?
Ralph
as-
starts stumbling along the
Well,
right hand path. Ralph is dead,
No, no.
so like fuck
Um,
this.
To be fair,
I'm just gonna follow Ralph.
yeah,
Is that the
Ronan.
only two ways
From
to
that,
go?
from that, it's hard to tell. Again, it's not something you usually think of, especially because a lot of the trees are usually standing upright, and it's a case of it's not something you really think of. So you're thinking, I'm actually stumped at this.
Sorry, tree stump.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
did that for Sally's benefit, to be fair. We should always split the party real sly. We should. I agree. Nothing wrong with splitting
Not when
parties.
you're all spell-less, got no features left, or basically peasants at this
Oh,
point.
I'm sorry. I seem to be fine. A few hit points down,
You shouldn't
but
have any of your abilities whatsoever. apart
fighters
from
don't have
I
abilities.
still feel like opening my wings at
You
you
don't
and
have
like
an action
the
surge.
tree.
You don't have
Yeah.
second wind.
He doesn't have second wind or action. surge
Already
like that.
used my second wind in the last fight.
What you're saying is you're basically a guard right now.
Yeah, so Ralph and Nyla have decided to go right. Is anyone else following them?
Yeah, I'll follow Ralph.
Nice. So you start to go right.
I'll go
Um,
left. I'm joking.
with that roll you got earlier of the 5, Sally, it doesn't take you long, half an hour, and you find another branch. It's quite big, and there seems to be some sort of leaves hanging off it. Almost kind of looks like a kind of shelterish thing. If you get a tent or something to put it up on top, you could easily maybe get a tent set up and have hopefully a long rest with the night.
I do that thing you said.
Yeah.
When you
maybe
get
I
to
just-
Ralph, Ralph is setting up a tent.
I am
So
going
Ralph,
to go to Daphne. Good shout. This could be a shelter for the night.
Mhm.
But one of us needs to keep
I
watch
will
for
take
that.
first
in
watch.
survival.
Yes.
I am.
And make a survival check to see if you get the tent up.
Fun.
Be ready for God's sake. Give me
20.
this.
Nat 20. Come on.
Well, okay.
Oh!
23. Hold
Mhm.
on.
He's still got a D4 to use in his guide.
Oh, 24 only a 24. A mere 20.
Yeah.
My only good roll of the night.
Just-
Yeah,
just the
absolutely fine,
24.
man.
We
You
now
set the
have a
tent up.
palace to sleep in.
To be fair, actually,
Ta-da!
it actually looks
That's
not
what I
too bad.
hear.
Not only that, it kind of fits in with the aesthetics of the tree. So you might get away with less encounters in the night, so to speak. That will be reflected in your D4 roll, so you get a +1 to that roll.
Yeah. Ronan, you are schooled in the way of rangerism. Perhaps you can make this more stealthy, perhaps, or you can hide us in
Um,
some way.
You have a look up and down, Ronan. I don't think you could do a better job.
So, I
Well,
think just
perhaps
an
we could
amazing
leave
job.
Meldrum over there about
I mean-
200 feet, and he could just look delicious. And they will only do for. Oh, sorry, he can hear me. Never
I'm
mind.
going to look up. I'm going to go.
Yes.
Well,
It's
like
fine.
this, we're gonna
I'll
wait.
just stay
I'm
awake
quite
for now.
surprised-
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised that she's actually done this.
Mm-hmm.
She would have done the exact same thing I would have done, and I've done. I mean, I would cover everything. I would take any leaves and try and make as camouflage as I can. And she still think she's done that. Man, I am
You refer
impressed.
to me as she because it was me that
I am
built
going
the tent,
to-
just to
I
clarify.
am not impressed. I want to give my inspiration that you gave me, Rich, to Daphne.
Oh,
I mean, it was me that built the tent, but okay. I mean,
Yeah,
come
it
on,
was
give it to
enough to
her.
build a tent, like, well, you know.
No,
I mean,
I
I
thought it
like
said-
Daphne too. She gave me this
I'm
farm
going to give
fellow.
it to. I'm going to give it to Ralph. Then I'm going to be impressed. I'm going to give it to Ralph.
as nice and
I
good as
already have
that is,
inspiration.
and we might, I will have a discussion with the group going forward after this. However, I will not allow you to pass the inspiration on like that.
Oh, damn, okay. Well,
Not
this
a
is
bad
nice.
idea. I like that, but we will have a discussion for future reference
Nah.
because that will come with some caveats as well to allow
Give you
that
the
to
warrior
happen.
handshake that we talked about.
Yeah,
Really?
Predator handshake.
yeah.
I don't
Son of a
know, imagine
bitch.
if we grab each other by the forearms and
Yeah.
take each other down.
You're flexing the muscles.
And we push. Do an
Yeah.
athletics check to see, do rollies to see who's pushing so many pencils. Hold on, I'm doing rollies. Hold on, athletics. I'm terrible at athletics.
I've got
Right, I'll go do it, right? I'll do it as well.
Middle of the road.
Yeah, you're still.
Ah!
Needs the sweat coming down. Oh god.
Equally weak.
Give us
Two
another roll. Fuck it. Why
tens.
not?
Okay, yeah. Rollies again. Okay, rollies.
Come on. 20.
Okay.
Oh.
7.
Oh.
Oh,
That was terrible.
What's wrong with you, Dylan? Are you pushing too many pencils?
Been
Nat
pushing
one
too
to
many
Ronan.
pencils.
Oh.
Yeah, and eventually, it's a wee bit of bromance going on here. I feel Melgrim's getting a wee bit upset. However,
Melgrim's fine. He doesn't need to
Melgrim could
roll.
have had this if
He's
he
a
was less
dwarf.
mean.
It's
so-
hard to hide his muscles.
yes, but at this point of the day,
Oh.
you don't actually know what time it is. Out of character,
Actually, the man with keen mind can tell us exactly the time.
this is
I'm
true.
going to midday. I know exactly how
Yeah,
long.
this is you're just past midday.
Mm.
I'm so sleepy.
Yes, this is pretty much is exactly what I was going to say. It doesn't matter at this point, but yeah, you're fucked out. I mean, if you want to take the long rest, you certainly can.
Yeah.
Ralph puts a cover over himself and just goes into his shell.
Is
The
Yeah,
shell
there-
is warm.
because you're
I'm
someone
gonna
who
do-
don't
Yes.
need a long rest, you can stand guard.
So this is what I was going to say. I will go. Yeah, I will go across all yous, and I will ask what you are doing, or if you're preparing anything before you go for the long rest. Now, so Janice, are you doing anything before you take your long rest?
Absolutely not. I am on my final legs. I am practically a walking corpse at this point in time.
I mean,
makes
technically,
sense.
you should be at 1 hit point or something. So
He is at one hit. Yeah.
That was a while, and I'm pretty sure I would have lost that hit point if I wasn't contributing.
Yes, exactly.
So, I'm surprised I made it.
From there, Ronan, are you doing anything before we go for the long rest?
I am going to make sure my quiver to outside me, my arrow to outside my sword. I'm going to unclasp the top part of my great cape and wrap it around me, and just sit next to like
you
a
look
something.
so cozy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aww.
Yeah, he's done this before.
Yeah.
Ralph, are you doing anything? Are you just
Ralph puts his blanket on the floor and then pulls one over him and then just retreats into his shell, and he's kind of like in the like a kind of nook by the trees, like shell's kind of
Yeah.
pushed into it. So hopefully, if anyone was to see it, he'd maybe look like a big rock or something.
yeah, that's fine.
But he will pop his head out and say, "Wait me on 2 hours for my shift," and just
Yeah.
like passes out.
Gaz, are you doing anything before before the long rest?
I'd like to speak to Nyla if I can.
Of course.
Eat this shit, motherfucker.
Before we
Oh.
get to that, then, if you want to take the first watch, if you wish,
Yeah.
that's no problem.
I'll say to Nyla, she goes, hey, I was going to take the first watch. I was wondering if you wanted to join.
Yeah, I'll do first watch.
No problem. Nyla, are you doing anything before your first watch?
No.
Nice, okay.
I'll just
Daphne, are you
take
doing?
watch.
Yeah, are you doing anything before your before your long rest?
No, I'm just going to get my cloak over my armor just to try and dull it down so that it's darker than, like, than it is. Trying to
Yeah.
hide the light. Like, no, don't come
I
to
get
the
you.
light.
That is absolutely
Um,
fine.
And then snuggle in as close as I can without, like, being too weird about it to Ralph. Just so that I'm close to somebody that I care about, because I still am really affected by Nim's death.
Of
No, I
course,
don't want to be alone.
of course,
Oh.
that's totally understandable, Sally. Melgrim, are you doing anything before your long rest?
Well, I thought I was doing first guard, so he's
Yeah,
because
he's offering.
Aye.
Not a problem.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna kind of look over at guys and be like, "You know magic and all that. Do you know need rest?"
You'll see this quietly to Melvin. I can't really sleep down here. It's not. I don't see that happening.
Oh, it'll happen eventually, whether you like it or not. I'd just rather it not happen in a fight.
Well, I don't know. I can't sleep at the best of times. I definitely can't fall asleep here.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll sit up with you, not realising that he's like clearly want to sit and chat with Nyla. He's got to sit right in between them, silently.
Nyla's just gonna look at him and go, "You do realise he wanted to talk to me, right?"
Oh,
It's fine. I'm cool.
See, you said it's fine.
Yeah, there's
No,
no
it's
rule
not.
to say you can't have free.
You can talk.
There's no. Yeah.
I'll just get up and say, "Come on, guys, we'll talk over here instead."
Milgram comes over, sits beside you again.
No.
Yeah, you can take watches as separate bits. That is fine. Yeah. So as Melgrim sits in the somewhere he was looking for, and then we see Gaz and Nyla as they kind of walk off. The first watch is yours. Can use all roll me a perception check, please.
Or one with triple advantage.
No, because
Looks like Steven.
21.
I'm going to go off
21.
the average. Nice.
We're looking pretty good here now.
I did alright. I got an 18 plus 3.
Yeah, he's got a big old 20.
Nice. Okay. Yep. Okay. As Ronan will have said to you prior, and Daphne will have maybe mentioned in conversation through, the noises are hectic. It is a cacophony of different sounds, noises, creaks, even wind blowing, as we were saying, but nothing out of the ordinary for what you can tell. And that is your first watch. So if you want to have a word with Nyla now, my friend, you certainly can.
He looks around and he kind of like winces at every like loudish sound. I definitely don't see myself getting asleep here. How long have you
You
been down
okay?
here for? I'm okay. I just don't have much experience down here. Don't have much
Me
experience
either.
outside. Anyway,
I spent the whole time in the cage.
really? Did
Mhm.
you?
Yeah. I
How
haven't
did
been
you?
down here long.
How did you end up here?
I was captured.
Really? I mean, were you on a ship? Was your crew okay?
I don't know where they've gone. I was just captured. I was unconscious, and then I woke up in one of these cages.
Oh, we had the similar thing. Did you say that you were like going somewhere in particular, or?
No, we were just going in any direction. We didn't have any plans. Probably the nearest island, and then we do what we usually do and just see what's happening and find some work.
Oh, were you in a kind of like religious group? It looks like you have like robes on. I have kind of monk robes, but I'm not part of any religion or anything like that.
No, I'm not religious. This is just my clothes.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah,
Nice and comfy, easy to move around, so I can beat the shit out of people.
Exactly.
You know how it is.
There's so much movement.
I know.
Milgram sits silently watching them both do this. What is this?
Some sort of
We're doing
mating
some sort of
ritual.
dance.
Is this how humans do this?
It's like that scene in How to Train Your Dragon.
Just provide her with a bag of gold that you've mined yourself.
Buy
Right?
her off
Father's
your
permission.
her father, and it's like sorted.
fight these three of our brothers.
Then go for a drink afterwards. With the brothers, no harm, obviously.
You know how we weren't going for dwarven stereotypes? Aye, well done in that, lads.
That was more like a Scottish stereotype than anything else. Said the gold.
You think we'd stop at only 3 brothers?
Tell your mother I have more children, provide more men for me to fight.
It's mad.
To be fair, well, that depends what book you read. Anyways, sorry, I'm ruining your RP.
That's cool. Everyone seems to be in really high spirits, but I don't really know if we should be. Everything seems a little bit hopeless down here. I mean, even if we do get to the top of the canopy, which is a big F, what then? I mean, isn't it like just going to be as dangerous up there as it is down here? I mean, I don't see a way out of this.
From what I gather, tell me if I'm wrong, you've just lost an important friend, yes?
Yeah, we did.
That's probably why you're feeling like this. You know, you need to grieve your friend, and then things will get better gradually, and you've got the support of your other friends. Things will seem better soon enough.
I am grieving her, and I feel really sad all the time. And everyone else doesn't. They were sad before, but everyone seems to be moving on really quickly, and I'm just not there yet.
Well, some people take longer to grieve than other people. Some people feel more openly, and other people feel, and you can't really tell if the emotions just blank on their face, but inside they're really in a lot of pain.
Yeah, probably.
So some of them could be feeling just as bad or worse than you.
Maybe.
I am sorry for your loss, though.
Thanks, Nyla. That means a lot. I think that's just chill.
Yeah. And after that, the first watch comes to an end, unless Melgrim's want to do anything during his first watch.
He's just mainly sat quietly.
Contemplating.
Yeah, just like, is Vannon dead? Probably.
Good chance.
And basically just thinking, well, we are heading back that way. Hopefully we find them. And just generally thinking of the events and what our odds of survival are, and he's decided it's 4%.
Very reasonable. So the first watch comes to end. We'll say, how long are you going to do the first watch for? You say 3 hours?
For as long as until Gaz will pass out from sleep deprivation.
That comes up to this point. Gaz, you'll fall asleep before you get a chance to wake whoever's up for the second watch. So it'd be Nyla and Melgrim who is taking the second watch. Well, guess who's waking you up, Ralph? Yeah.
He just like basically like hits the top of your shell like with a knock.
That's how I'd expect it. I kind of crawl my feet, and before I let Melvin go to sleep, I put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Yeah, you were right. I did not think of Vannon before. I was too focused on them. But I might be able to contact him through a spell once we are safe, much like I did with Captain Kimmy, who I believe is also lost to us. But with your blessing, I will try and contact Vannon."
He's gonna like stroke his chin, and it's like, suppose I don't want him dying. I wouldn't want to be stuck in here myself.
So Melgrim, I've given you a hard time here, and perhaps reacted harshly. I've lost too many people too quickly. I'm sorry for much of what I've done, but I cannot stop doing this until we are finished. So I will watch your back and make sure you're safe if you will allow it. If you don't, then I won't. But from here on out, I will make sure you're safe to the best of my ability. You should get some rest.
Now
then he was
Grum's
gonna just walk and
definitely
walk
not
away.
getting any rest after that.
Insight check me if you want.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
want
I'm
to give him
actually
an
going to
insight
insight check him.
Yeah, that is totally believable. Yeah, you would definitely do that.
Insight check. I give you guidance on your insight.
I will resist the guidance.
No wisdom save to beat a 15 to resist guidance.
Is he actually going to do it?
I've seen resist a health spell.
He's done it before and it was hilarious. That's why. Wisdom, come on, do a wisdom save. Ha! You get guidance.
Damn it!
Forced David.
Yeah, you don't know what to think about that, Melgrim. He's oh, you've had some Barmies in your time, and it's probably the first time you've seen him as not honest, as sorrowful and mindful of your feelings. That just gives you chills. Oh, that's strange. This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
However, you sit down, you try and get some rest. We'll say that you will end up getting your rest. Ralph and Daphne, if you want to make me perception checks just to see for how your watch goes.
Be the lady guide me on this.
We'll say Sejanus will sleep through because he is fucked.
I have scored.
Probably a
15.
choice.
Got
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. It doesn't go uneventfully, but I will let you know when it does. So if there's anything you want to RP or anything at this point, you certainly can, or we can go straight to the event.
Well, just before Daphne, I'm glad you made it through all this. Can you believe we thought we were stuck in that tree earlier on? It turned out we were just out in the open. I must have got hit in the head on the way down. We had gas shooting the ground. I thought I had baby turtles.
I know it was such a crazy time, but now look at us sat on this tree, having had a good sleep, doesn't it? It just seems so much better and brighter now.
I haven't got any spell slots left, but I'm sure they're coming. We couldn't possibly live for so long without any spells. That would be more if someone was watching us. But I jest. This was a hell of a day. I really thought they were going to sell us as slaves, and it turned out they wanted to drop us on the ground. That seems like a weird ritual.
Wrong. There's still something going on. We're not out the woods yet.
Hey, that was very funny. Might I ask, what was the language that they were speaking that you seem to understand?
Oh, they're speaking Celestial.
Celestial. That is the language of the gods and of your people. Is that right?
Yes.
You must not have much opportunity to test that when you're down here.
It's not something that I particularly like to test.
Might I ask, there's so many Asimir around. There's not many turtles, but we have an island. How do you come to be on the material plane, prime plane? I forget what they call it. Do you not usually reside in the heavens with the gods?
That, my friend, is a story I'm still not over and willing to share. But if I'm going to share it with anyone, it will be you.
He puts his arm around, kind of like hugs on his massive turtle body, and like squeezes him. Then perhaps we should talk of happier things. Freaked out Melgrim a few minutes ago. I apologize to him. I don't think he's gonna get a wink of sleep.
Oh, you evil genius.
Just as you're laughing over that, all of a sudden you hear something from above, just kind of rustling in something.
Yeah. You want to take this one, or should we just shout to arms and hope to God that we don't die?
And then all of a sudden you see this bright blue neon light just fall and just land on the trunk, maybe about 40-50 feet away from you.
Right, blue light is in something encased in blue light, like a creature giving off blue light, or like a fire, or
a bright light. Make me a perception check.
Please let this be some little fluky thing. Nope, I ain't seeing shit, guys. I got a 7.
Is it
It's,
moving?
the light is quite bright. It's just you just can't tell. It looks as if it's moving around. It's scuttling and it's moving around slightly, but it's very, very bright light.
Is it similar to the glowing wisps that we saw like above the cages? I think those were.
You know,
You're
I would
asleep,
love.
shut up.
Yeah, you know, I would love to tell you guys, but you are sound.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
are they
the
like the blue wisp things that we saw?
That sounds like a gas question to me.
Is it similar to the meeps? No, it is not similar to the meeps because these meeps were floating. This happens to and just land.
Is it moving towards us?
No, it's just scuttling around.
Do you think
But
it's
does the
seen us?
scuttling around, does it leave like a trail of the blue, or does the blue continue to follow, like
It
be
doesn't
with
leave
it?
anything on the trunk. It's not so much like a blue liquid or a blue ichor. It's more of just kind of like a beam, a stream of something moving really fast. So it's just a beam of light from where it's been as it starts to come, and then all of a sudden you see it starts to try and dig into the trunk itself.
Oh god, it's gonna try.
With that perception check, you can't see shit just because of the light. But then all of a sudden it kind of shakes, and then it just jumps 100 feet back into the canopy.
Right. Now, is it
You
worth
saw that,
alerting
right?
everybody? I saw that. That was a blue thing, done something, and then jumped 100 feet in the air. And I'm gonna look up. Is there more glowing blue things doing stuff up there?
Do you really want to know?
No.
Yes. I'm not coming out of the shelter. So do I see blue lights moving up there, or do I see
no.
blue lights moving?
You look up. Give us a proper perception check.
Okay,
A
final
proper one
perception
this
check.
time, not the fake one that you did last time.
Yeah.
As
None of your fucking about, Lee.
Zohams, I'd like to point out they found
Oh my
creatures last week, and they didn't have a name because no one has ever seen them before, and it was a case of someone decided they wanted to call them Meeps because you will know them. My lovely daughters have imaginary friends called Meeps, and they decided to call these creatures Meeps, and I was against it until everyone decided, yeah, we want to call them Meeps. So then these magical, lovely neon lights are now called Meeps.
Question: did you tell the girls that we all called
Yeah.
the creatures Meeps?
I haven't told them because I think that my little heart would explode just seeing the reaction, the little smiles. However, 16 on the perception check. Oddly enough, no.
Right, should we just
You
let
cannot
everyone-
see anything. You've seen the jump, you've seen the trail, and then it just disappears as quickly as it was. It's strange.
I'm not waking anyone else up for this. I think we just take our chances. It was weird. We'll tell them in the morning. If more turn up, we wake everyone up. But Sir Janice appears to be pretty much near death, so we should probably not wake him.
No.
Although I would like to steal one of his shoes.
How's
What
it
one?
using shoes?
I'm only messing. I won't really do that to Janice. He's been through a lot. He almost died about 4 hours
This is a
ago.
Floria,
now.
this is a
Think about it.
Floria thing, right? Just stick to Floria and that's it.
We like shoes, okay?
Jesus
It's
Christ.
annoying, but it's not fatal. That's why we like to do it. Because you wake up, you go, "Oh, my shoes are tied together." That's annoying. You wake up and we flung you off a tree.
Oh my god, could you imagine doing that? It's like you wake up mid-battle and you're like, oh yeah, let's run.
You step in
Shoes are
something.
tied.
Why did I feel that? Oh god.
TPK, how did it happen? Because everybody played a prank on other players.
Yeah, that is the second of third watches. Unless you just want to see the rest of it.
No, I'm again near death. I am going to go over and bonk the ranger on the head because I assume that's how we wake people up now. Bonk,
Yes.
bonk. And I just realised that he has to do the watch himself because 3 people did the
Certainly does.
Right. God damn it. Right. Wake me in like half a watch and I'll get up and do some light duty. God damn. Why the hell would they do 3 for the first watch? Now think about it. That was stupid.
Jim.
I'm going to, once he hits me in the head, I'm going to take my bow. I'm going to hit him in the head and go sleep.
Sir Janice hasn't done one, but you're letting him sleep.
But he's near death.
However, Jim, once Ralph says this to you, man, you've survived down here for months.
Yeah, I'm
You
just going
think
to say
you'll
it.
be fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just gonna say that. I'm like, I don't worry about it. If anything happens, you'll be the first person I wake.
I'll make sure that during next battle I'll cast Bless on you.
Thank you.
Just slip back down.
Your head
No,
goes
I've
in,
only got
retreats into the shell.
I've still got my great kilt over my
Yeah.
my sword near me just in case. I'm just gonna start looking about just to glance, and I'm gonna be thinking about that night, about what going over my head, what actually happened that night when my loved one was taken from me. It's got that playing in my mind, playing in my mind. And I'm thinking about I want to find that thing and I want to have its head.
Nice. Well, for the final watch, give me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah. You've done this plenty of times before, but as you say, you're focused until maybe a couple hours in, and then your mind starts going to the love that you lost ultimately, as you start to think back about what you could have done, what you could have done differently, realizing that maybe there was nothing I could have done. However, revenge is always a dish served cold. You start to realize, did I really see what I seen? Is this the creature I'm looking for? Do I remember anything about the creature? I mean, it was a while back now. You're talking maybe 6, 7, 8 months. Even just before then, it was a case of you didn't even really enter the forest until 3 months ago. Thinking back to your family, how they shunned you after they found out what had happened. They accused you of the death. Everything just running through your mind. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Ooh.
I guess,
not one.
Yeah, baby.
yeah. Despite everything that's gone on, and despite more of the thing how long you've survived down here and managed to steal yourself from it, it's almost comforting knowing that you're not alone down here now. This time, the last time, at least when you were exiled, it was a case of not get the fuck out, and you purposely exiled yourself, including to get yourself down here, even just to find some sort of normal resemblance or even some sort of normality in life, realizing that I want to go and do something, I want to make this right. Even going down here into the point of seeing the things you did, I mean, you've came close to death many times before down here, realizing that this is probably the last final thing, but at least I'm doing something right. It starts to get hard on you. You realize that as the tears start to come, you realize I need to steel myself. I can't do this, but you just can't stop. Knowing that the fact that you're the love, your only love, the one you really truly loved, you let down in that last final moment. As you start to look around again and go and realizing, oh, fuck, you realize, remembering back to what happened to our good friend Ralph. You pull your arrow and you just start to make sure, and then you realize, I'm smarter than that. This isn't something. This isn't just down here. This isn't the forest fucking with you. This is you coming to realization. The point of maybe I just needed that out. Maybe I just needed to let it out. And maybe you're now feeling a wee bit more comfort in the group that you're with, realizing that I'm a wee bit more safer, that I'm able to do such things.
Oh, we're getting
harrowing at the
raided.
time. Yeah, it's a bit harrowing at the time, and it's a bit worrying. But you finally get over it, and you realize, and you settle back into your rest before a little bit more light comes through, and then you see a couple of meeps floating by, as if to say, everything's going to be okay. You would almost swear that the fact that there was probably your some divine intervention, that maybe the one that you love is still hanging about, just looking over your shoulder, making sure that you're safe, making sure that you're still going on and living your life. And then you start to think of other things of, should I be doing this? Maybe she would want me to move on. I mean, she was the only one that truly loved you, right? However, from there, the night goes on, your time passes, you all get a full night's rest. You're able to now take a long rest. You have everything back. If you have exhaustion, you no longer have exhaustion.
Sweet.
And from there, looking at the time, just as you start to wake up and get your aching bodies, you let down your tent and start to ready to get go. We will call it there for this evening, folks.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was okay for you, for you people. Hopefully you
was great.
enjoyed that.
It was
We have
good.
24
I like the
minutes.
fact we got to finish on that moment there, Jim, because
Mhm.
I'm so glad you got him. I'm so glad you failed that wisdom saving throw.
We have 24
Thank you for the follows, and thank you for the raid, by the way. Didn't want to interrupt the RP moment to say that.
Yeah, we've got 23 folk watching us right now.
Yeah,
Nice,
some
yeah.
educators in.
Insane.
Yeah,
So nice.
cheers,
Genuinely.
guys.
Thank you.
Like to say, for those who have came into the raid, you might not know about us. Hi, I'm Dick Naylor. This is the World of Felorium, a D&D homebrew campaign I've been running for a while. I've only just started putting on stream. If you can, please follow us. We are trying to get to affiliate just to add stuff that we do, because I am, to be totally honest, I'm totally jealous of Peach's Namido no Samurai's thing, and he gets to do all this cool shit with his channel, and I really want to do that with ours. Sanity Check Gaming would be great if we could get up to 50 for affiliate. Shout out to Namido no Samurai, who's one of our closest followers. He's been watching us since the start of my campaign, because the amount of dirt I have on him, he has to. Anyway, but
We
from
also
here, you know me as
stream on Mondays.
yeah, we are Dick. I am Dick Naylor, as you know. You can follow me on Working Class Hero. I actually play a game with Peach and Namido no Samurai for his Pathfinder. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it this week, unfortunately, due to other commitments. But hey, follow him if you can. David, anything to promote?
Nothing that I can think of at the current moment, apart from just we have you have the mutant games on Mondays that you play. You'll still be playing next week,
Yeah,
is that
we
correct?
do.
Yeah, as far
Yeah, we
as you
do,
know,
and needs more
we will
viewers
still
because
be doing
every week
that.
it's getting halved in views. So I need people to start watching it because it's my very favorite thing to run.
Yeah. Oh, Streamlabs is having a go at Peach for using bad language.
Your
Apparently,
name.
we'll check that out.
Name.
Yeah. However, it's my name as always. Yeah, because apparently
Obviously.
Streamlabs doesn't like
Gets
Dick.
everything into
But-
trouble.
Yes. But, Jim, do you have anything you'd like to promote before we go?
Other than keep watching us, we're going to do great things.
Yeah, we are. I love it. Lee, you got anything you want to promote?
Yeah, follow me, LeeMac01 on Twitch. I also DM the Mutant game we just mentioned on Mondays, which I truly love, but unfortunately nobody watches. Follow me on Instagram, LeeJMac01 for cosplay content. And apart from that, always tip your waitress. And remember, be nice to people. Oh.
I
Yeah, always try
personally
to
would
be
like
nice.
to follow your Ralph's further descent into chaos. It started with planning to murder the women and children of the group that kidnapped us, and now it's led into stealing shoes. So I
Well,
can't wait.
Emotional damage.
Ralph received many injuries, so then there was a lot of trauma really, really quickly, and then Ralph has had a bit of a sleep and like, perhaps I was acting poorly. So
Yeah.
Maybe you're hungry.
Yeah, we get that. Leon, is there anything you want to promote?
razors apparently gross.
Baby face.
Yeah, I lost my subscription to Beard Weekly, so they cancelled my subscription.
Aww.
Disgusting.
So follow
Your
me
handsome
on.
is, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just follow me at Napoleon Gold on Twitch, and thank you for everyone who was watching tonight. Be good to each other.
Yeah. Rach, anything you want to promote, my dear?
Just want to say thanks for the watching, guys. It's very kind of you. And promote our friend Miri, who is Fluffgar,
Fluffgar,
who's
yes,
a
thank you.
fantastic artist and
our
plays with
moderator.
us on Mondays, who we love very much.
Yeah, we love you. Anyhow, Sally, is there anything you want to promote, my dear?
No, because I'm terrible with technology, so I'll leave all the
What
technical
about your
stuff
other stream that you're
up to
on,
you.
Sally? Your vampire stream.
Tim.
Yeah, but that when I'm not actually up and running on that, so it's just the Glasgow Vampires Glasgow by Night group, which is pretty cool. The first group's like starting up, and then our group will be coming up and meeting each other soon, so that'll be really fun.
They're
But yeah.
YouTube based, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
have
are
a channel on
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah,
Also,
they've
promote
got-
our YouTube channel, Sanity Gaming. I think that's also
yeah, everybody knows about that anyway. Yeah, and last but not least, Scott, anything you want to promote, my man?
Well, mainly I want to thank our Raiders, Penny Dragon Games. I'd like to thank
Penny
everybody.
Dragon Games. Yeah,
you very
certainly give them a
much.
follow. Love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very
Thank
much.
We will remember your name and we will raid you next time we see you, and we will follow
Hell
you.
yeah. Let us know when you're there, then we'll try and raid you next time.
Yeah, because thanks for that. We try, like we were saying earlier, we're trying to get up to 50, so yous all are fantastic for popping in. And yeah, if you enjoyed the wee wee bit that you got there, go back and watch the whole stream. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
We
good
are
moments, isn't it?
hilarious.
Yeah, very
Yes,
good
we
We
moments.
are the funniest people ever.
It's the
Yeah,
DM doing
fantastic.
all his improv skills, doing his thing and living on the seat of his pants, trying to get these fuckers to do something that actually I want to do in this game. So,
Yeah,
No.
we don't do anything.
I want to have a conversation with like a random NPC that didn't have a name for half an hour. That's what I hate. Come
to
RP.
be fair, yeah.
You
Yeah.
literally made me make up a street character, like a street sweeper's name and life story last time we played Floria.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
the time before that, I
I
made you
need
date
to
for a
make
stable
a
boy.
yeah.
So you did William, the stable
Anyhow,
boy. So you did.
we're close to 3 hours in. So
Mm-hmm.
again, thank you very much. Thank you for coming into the world of Felorium. Hopefully, we'll catch you next week, and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.
Cheers,
Thank you so
bye.
We're
much.
going to raid somebody. Scott, I put something in chat
Yeah.
for us to raid somebody.
safe.
Aye,
Oh,
cool.
bye.
Just-
Watch Mutant more. Watch it
Bye.
again.
Yay! Keep smiling. Smile
Oh,
away,
sorry.
boys. Smile away.